Some NASCAR Thunder 2004 career mode, season 2 of the Playing Through History, which is 1991. Let me share my screen differently. So, for those that didn't watch last week, you didn't really miss anything because last week the stream died about 10 minutes in, and I had no idea. I didn't get a notification. I didn't get anything. And when I ended the stream, I still had the end stream button to click on the screen. I just honestly thought, chat's really quiet tonight. so, so awkwardly, it's not in existence. So, what I am going to cover, hang on, I don't need this open anymore. What I do want to cover from last week are the races that happened, because I don't have a save file prior to last week's stream, so I'm just gonna have to explain what happened, where we're sitting now, and what we missed. And I'm sad because I thought I had some really fun races, some really fun content last stream. I thought there were a lot of neat things that were going on, and there were a lot of fun, exciting moments in the championship and some silly stuff, and there were some good wrecks too that were awesome, but like believable wrecks. I'll talk about them a little bit. I obviously can't show you. I don't have any footage. Here moving forward, I'm not only streaming, and by the way, that was both Twitch and YouTube. It died at this, like, not exactly the same time, but a couple seconds apart. And again, I got no notifications that either stream died. It was really weird. But moving forward, just as a safety net, I'm going to be recording while streaming, which will affect probably a little bit of the quality coming through the stream. If it gets so bad that it's not watchable, let me know, guys. Then I'll find a different backup plan. But for the time being, if the stream drops for some reason and I don't notice it right away, whatever exists beyond that point will get uploaded as a separate video. So for anyone watching this back after the fact or live or whatever, that's, last week's is gone, lost footage, but we're working on stuff. All right, Falcon, we can do that. Yeah, just shoot me a message, dude. You know where to reach me. All right, so anyway, I'm gonna go over the races that we missed from last week, or that you guys missed. So the first race was Martinsville, which the stream cut off partway into, just a couple minutes in. So what ended up happening in that race, I was running surprisingly in the low to mid 20s. I think I was around 22nd or so when pit stop started, and I tried to make a green flag stop. I was having a good race. No real problems with any of the AI. I had a little bit of damage. I cut the wall once. I caught a driver once, and my right front was red. And you guys that are familiar with Thunder 04 know that... hold on. Yeah, so, okay. I'm going to point you to the Discord, and I won't be able to help you directly during the stream, but... after the stream, maybe I'll pop in and help you. If not, other people will be able to help you. But commonly, that's just you got names and numbers showing up, but the textures aren't. So the folder you put the textures in could be wrong. It has to be where your PCSX2 textures, then SLUS-20824, and inside of a replacements folder that's all lowercase. They have to be somewhere in here. So that's most likely your issue, is that they're not here, or that your settings under graphics, that this is not set to your textures path, or that you don't have this on, load textures and pre-cache. That's most likely your issue. If you can't figure out beyond that, just hop in the Discord, and someone maybe will help you out in the meantime while I'm streaming. If not, I'll try to help you out when I am available afterwards. Okay, so recap of last week. Like I said, Martinsville, I was doing good. I had a red right front, and I went to make a pit stop, and I kind of came in the pits pretty aggressively, and I wasn't sure where the pit speed line started, or it's later than I thought it was. But we all know in this game, when you have a red right front, sometimes if you just touch anything, it blows up. Discord's in the description. There's a link. So if you touch anything right front, when it's red, boom, pretty much day done, usually. Sometimes you get away with it and the fender breaks off, or you get away with the contact without damage. But anyway, I was very cautious of that around other people, and I thought, okay, cool, we're going to pit now. I'll fix that. We'll be all good. And I went in the pits a bit hot. I thought I was under 70, and I thought the game's going to take over somewhere here soon and slow me down and make the corner. But for whatever reason, it didn't take over where I thought, and despite being off the gas and having the wheel, the stick fully left, my car did not turn, and I hit the beginning of the pit wall, and it blew up. So I went out in the most ridiculous fashion. So the game ended up with a little bit of skewed results, as it does when you DNF, but Mark Martin winning is not far-fetched. Neil Bonnet in second is great. Ricky Rudd got third. So you can see the running order here. I know some of these are white numbers on white background, but I don't pull the background color in to this particular screen. But the big thing was that Earnhardt, who I think was leading the points at the time or closing in on Martin, got 11th. So he lost a bunch of ground. He was leading the race before I blew up. And Harry Gant, who was also in the points battle, was 17th, and I think, and Davey Allison was our other one who, where is Davey? I don't see him. Oh, he was right in front of Harry. So Martin gained a bunch of ground on all of them, or gained a gap on them, depending on where he was at before that race. So I DNF'd, as I said. The funny thing about that was Joe Ruttman had blown up before I DNF'd. And then apparently he came back and passed me and came back out. So very early 90s fashion of coming back and finishing the race out. But that was pretty much it for Martinsville. New Hampshire, which I have in place on the schedule for North Wilkesboro. I know they're not super similar tracks other than the fact that they're low bank. I know New Hampshire's way bigger and different. But considering New Hampshire kind of ended up taking North Wilkesboro's slot eventually, and the closest thing we have to North Wilkesboro is Richmond, which is already on the schedule twice, and North Wilkesboro is on the schedule twice. I use New Hampshire on the schedule to replace North Wilkesboro. I thought it made more sense without hitting Richmond 4 times, which I wasn't going to do. So this race I ran throughout and didn't DNF. I ended up 35th. I was really slow. There were some weirdly timed cautions, though, that kind of cost me a little bit. But Ernie Irvan dominated the race. He started pole and he led the whole thing pretty much, which was cool. I think that was Ernie's only win in our season that I'm aware of. I'd have to check the list. We'll check after the season's over. But yeah, that was pretty neat. Harry Gant ended up second, so he gained not a bunch, but he gained some points on Mark Martin. Davey Allison third with bonus points, so he gained the same amount. And Martin was fifth. So those two gained a little ground on Martin. But you'll notice Dale Earnhardt blew up on lap 12. That was the big New Hampshire story, is that Earnhardt blew up. So like I said, I think he was leading the points or really close to him, and Martin were super close. But he blew up, and that completely shot him back in points. 34 points versus 155, 170 for the guys he was battling. That's 120 point difference on Mark and 40 point difference or whatever on the other two, give or take some points. So that was the big story there, is that Earnhardt blew up. Otherwise, there wasn't anything super duper notable, I don't think, other than the stuff I mentioned. Marlon had a strong top 5. He did 91. He had some strong runs in that car. Next race we ran after that was Charlotte. So Charlotte Earnhardt came back with a vengeance after blowing up. He dominated the race for the most part. Martin had led a little bit. I don't know what. Oh, sorry. Charlotte was the one that had all the cautions, all the cool crashes. I'm really sad and mad that that wasn't on stream. There was. I'll have to look at the bottom of the standings to see who wrecked. Also, Rockingham had wrecks too. Both races had some good wrecks, but Charlotte was a weird one because I think. Wait, or was it Charlotte or Rockingham? I think it was Rocking. Hang on, let me see what Rockingham was. Okay, I know there's some glitch ones in here. No, I think this. I think. Where did the not founds are making these results a little funky? I want to see how many people DNF'd here, or who DNF'd. Yeah, I think it was. Okay, it was Charlotte that had more wrecks. So, let's see. So Earnhardt won, but what was weird is that he made his green flag pit stops first. There was a caution kind of early-ish, and then Earnhardt was one of the first people to pit. And a yellow came out when I thought Earnhardt was trapped a lap down, and right before I pit. But what was weird, and what I literally said on the stream, I'm gonna have to look back at the footage and look back at the stream and see, what's what here and what happened. But Earnhardt somehow, I thought he was lapped, and then he not only was on the lead lap, but he inherited the lead because everybody pit under caution. So I was like, what the heck happened? That yellow, it didn't come out at the worst time for him. It came out at the best time for him. Because he had just pit and he somehow was on the lead lap. So that was funky, but I was going to review the footage and see what happened, but obviously I couldn't. None of us could. So Earnhardt comes back from a DNF, gets max points. Harry Gant with a nice top 5 run. Mark Martin ended up 6th with 5 bonus points. So Earnhardt didn't gain a crap ton, but he gained some. Mason, please stop spamming the chat a little bit here. You're asking. I'm not sure what you asked. The NASCAR 2004 mod. Yeah, I mean that's all. That's the only mods we're playing. But the rest of your messages, I don't know what you're telling me here. All right. So. Otherwise, all right. So Earnhardt did. Yeah. Sorry. Davey Allison got 8th. He lost a little ground to Martin. But they all were up front, pretty much. So worst one was 8th of the top 4 in points. 5th place is a little too far back to have a shot at it. So it's pretty tight up front. Otherwise, I mean, well, not tight up front, but as far as having a shot at it at this point, with 2 races left. But the crazy thing was there were a couple of good wrecks. My sponsor goal, Stanley Smith and Rick Wilson, both DNF'd in the same pileup. So there was a wreck out of turn 4. I don't remember who it was the first time, but there was a spin out of turn 4. And then there was a restart. And it was either, I think it was the second lap after the restart, out of turn 2, Rick Wilson spun in front of a pack because we just restarted, but we were up to speed. And a lot of people got caught up in it, including Stanley Smith. So that all kind of got crazy back there. Rusty Wallace blew up really late in the race while running well, so that was unfortunate for him. And I ended up, because of the way the yellows fell, I ended up 20th. I qualified 22nd, but I faded back to like 30th, I think. So I was not a top 20 until the cautions kind of fell my way a little bit to help out. See, because Kawicki was stuck lapped, Moroso, Musgrave, like some of these guys that probably would have beat me. I actually think I was, I'm mistaken. I don't think I was 30th. I think I was like 25th-ish when we were going to pit. So that was Charlotte. Last one. So this one's going to be a little bit harder to navigate. The not founds just completely ignore their different results that had existed in memory. I'm not sure how they got there because they are 98 laps, which is 25%. Usually when results sit in here in the memory that are not part of my season but just exist, so whenever you get the not found error, it's usually that like they're just the real life results from that year. But for some reason these are not quite here. So, or these are here with different values. But other than that, they're correct. If you ignore the not founds, they're correct. So Rudd ended up winning this one. Earnhardt led most laps, ended up second. And then Harry Gant was third. So Earnhardt and Gant gained a little ground on Martin, who got fifth, but he led 10 laps. So again, they didn't gain a ton of ground. Davey Allison with the top 10. And we ended up, there were another couple wrecks in this one, but we ended up 23rd. I think this is the one that I wasn't quite there running well. I also led 5 laps because of the way, with some cautions and stuff, the way the pits cycled. I actually got to lead some laps because I pit under yellow. I tried to make the AI pit, but they didn't. So other than that, we got our sponsor goals. Everything was good money wise in that race. But the only thing was, so the wrecks, Lake Speed was the first caution. Brett Bodine was, I think, a blown motor, and then Joe Ruttman was, or no, Brett Bodine was the second caution, and then later Joe Ruttman blew up. But both their wrecks, like, they wrecked hard enough to get taken out. And the funniest thing about this one is that Mark Martin was part of both of their wrecks, and then also lost his hood for a debris caution, and he still finished fifth. So Martin had the bad luck moments, but his car didn't blow up on him. So despite being in 2 wrecks, he didn't blow up. So he still pulled off, what he needed to pull off to keep the points lead. That very easily could have flipped the points on its head. So speaking of which, Martin is leading by 61 over Harry Gant and 130 on Earnhardt, and then Davey Allison's 203 back. Tim Richmond is fifth with 266 back. We've got 2 races left, so it will take Mark having an off day in one of the 2 races for Harry to have a shot, and some more shenanigans for Earnhardt to have a shot again after his recent DNF. So that's what we got for the points right now, and that's where we're picking up the stream. So again, apologies that the stream broke last time and I had no idea. I promise you, I had no notifications. Even after the stream, I checked. I had no notifications that I dropped connection, nothing. It was really weird. But I was just double checking because, yeah, that was Ernie Irvin's only win, was New Hampshire. So that was kind of neat that he got a win this year. I did already set up the garage and stuff, but just to remind you guys, the sponsor goals, finishing top 30 for the main one. Average start is pretty much definitely a lock at this point for the rest of the season, no matter how bad I qualify. Finish ahead of Stanley Smith, that's our regular sponsor goal you guys know about, and the other 2 are just give money to be on the car. So I also left, don't mind the paint scheme, I left Mac Tools on the rear quarter here. I was actually supposed to remove them, but I did not get a good chance to do that. Also, for those that paint, speaking of paint schemes, or those that don't paint, I am going to do an update to the paint shop tool in the coming, hopefully, I'd like to do it tomorrow, but if not, it's within the next few days. I'll be doing it. It's not an update to the tool, it's just an update of the 91 paint schemes that didn't exist from the 1990 season that I had layered templates to be able to make the templates for. One of which being like Darrell Waltrip's scheme, for example, and you could pick the color of each individual stripe if you wanted. So you could make an early DuPont car that has the rainbow stripe down the door. Good luck picking a car font color though, or just something. But yeah, so you could do that if you wanted to, which would be fun. But that's gonna be part of it. I'm also going to include a couple of essentially my paint schemes, but maybe a couple with different numbers. So I had 3 paint schemes this season. I had the Crunch car, the Rain-X car, and the Gatorade car. The Gatorade car I think is the coolest one, but I'm going to release those. The crunch car is going to be as is number 07, but I removed my secondary and extra other sponsors. And that's just going to be like a flat that you could run as is. If you get crunch as a sponsor as number 07, you could run it. Or I have an alternate file that's just kind of the base with the crunch logos on it, and then you could just slap on. If you get crunch as a main sponsor, you could slap on your number and other logos and just run it as is. I know it's a basic paint. This one's not that fancy. It's just kind of the angled up swoop of the crunch bar. That's really all it is. Nothing fancy. I wanted to keep it era accurate, so I wanted to keep it like 91 style, where it's simplistic. I know Jarrett's Bush scheme was really cool around this time, but I didn't want to just copy that one necessarily. So that's that. But yeah, the Gatorade and the Rain X, I'm gonna just slap a different number on those two paint schemes. I think I'm gonna put 16 on the Gatorade and number 40 on the Rain X1, just as numbers that were not taken by any team that's in the pack. So you can run those. If you get those sponsors, you could just run the paint scheme that I provide without having to paint anything. But if you have the paint tool, you also have the layered things for all the different paints, so you can make your own thing if you want. All right, without further ado, so we're at Phoenix. We want, oh, wow, that's still better, even though this one's fully up. We're gonna want grip at Phoenix more than I think we need it next week, so we'll go with the slightly best one. Power is important to get up out of the corners, but its top end's not that big a deal, so we're actually going to go with the mid package here for the engine and for the body. We want downforce. We don't care about drafting. So we could use our best downforce, but it's also our best drafting. I think I'm going to use this one, number 5 here. We'll go with the middle of the road. If I ever hesitate on those decisions, I usually just end up picking the middle if there are 3 different options. All right. Do I have my sound on? Give me 1 second. I feel like I have this game muted for some reason. Nope. I sometimes do when I'm testing stuff out. All right. So let me go and I just had the volume low. That's all it was. All right. Cool. Oh, you know what? My cameras are applied. I was gonna apply my cameras, and I noticed it already is widescreen here for the in-car. My slightly wider field of view than the core game. Yep, we're down to the last 2 races. That's right. 2 races left.
Mason Radcliffe 8859 said that's the final 2 races of 1991.
Yep, we got Phoenix and Atlanta, and that's it. Oh, 30th is fine. I mean, it's really doesn't mean anything towards our average or towards our sponsor goal because it's an average. So it's really just a matter of making sure we're as good as we can be, really. Twenty-ninth. I got a whole 1 spot better on the second lap. I wonder what those lap times were because they were probably close. All right, let's let MRN take it here.
Joe Moore and Barney Hall from the beautiful Arizona desert at the 1 Mile Phoenix International
Tim Richmond on the
Raceway
pole.
For today's Checker Auto Parts 500K. Tell us more about this unique track, Barney.
This can be a very fast racetrack, but due to its low degree of banking, these cars can get a little loose coming out of the corners, and to make it even more difficult for the drivers, every turn is a little bit different than the one before it.
Sterling Marlin has an average finish in the top 10 at the Speedway so far.
Yeah, he really turns it up a notch when we come to this type of track, and these speedways can be very tricky to get the hang of. He seems to know them all like the back of his hand.
The 7 car really needs a good finish in this race. He's got
Yeah,
a
we're
long
all
way
right.
to go on the points list.
And how frustrating
Well, there's
that must
actually
be.
I need to look where I am in
Working
points.
just
I
as
don't even
hard as
know.
everyone else. Yet you just can't seem to finish well on race days to gain the valuable points you need. These guys need a good finish just to regain their confidence as a team.
Jimmy Spencer is towards the bottom
I'm
of the
34th.
points list this season.
And of course, nobody wants to be on the bottom of that points list. You'll have to work extra hard to pick up spots. Not an easy task to dig yourself out of a hole in this series.
Alright, so let's apply live stats.
Okay, driver.
Put the pylon on. Roll the events, the random events. Alright, and I think that's all I need to do. I always forget on the first race when I come back. I always forget something, but I don't think I did this time. I think for once I got it. Maybe it's a little bit loud. Okay, that should be better. Oh, I shouldn't be abusing shifting here. There's no need. I mean, you can, but it's not necessary enough for me to want to do so. I'd rather not risk over revving it in third and hurting the engine. So our sponsor goals, top 30 and ahead of Stanley Smith, who's a couple spots behind us there, and I made Derek Hope a little mad. One of the things I was talking about during last stream that I really wish was part of the discussion and really wish I didn't have stream issues. I was issuing a challenge just for you guys. So actually this is a good time to bring it up because we're at Phoenix. I issued two challenges. So part of what I was saying is that in the 92 season, while I haven't started any of the paints yet, and it's going to be a while till 92's out, at the same time, thanks to Dr. Noise and his work on the NR03 92 season stuff and his research, he has high quality, accurate paint schemes of literally everybody. So 92 is as well covered as it can be. Especially because I think when he made that pack, there were more photos on the internet just easily available and searchable for, you know, the 90s NASCAR stuff. Finding photographs of certain cars is so freaking difficult, and that's what I was going to discuss, was that there were tons of photographers in the time, and there's tons of photographers that have pictures of all the cars from every single race, you know, that they went to. And yet it is damn near impossible to search certain cars and certain drivers from certain times. And I have two examples, but I definitely have more than just two examples, but there's two specific ones that I wanted to issue as the challenge, which I'll get to. But when I was talking about, I was saying how there's a website that I've used for a long time that a lot of people don't know of that I would recommend, except this year, while I was making the 91 pack, they changed a feature on their website completely. And a feature they used to have was the ability to search by keyword through, no matter who the photographer was, you can search by keyword on their whole website across everybody's page and find stuff, as long as the people that made the photographs labeled their images or put in the description of the image one of the keywords, you could search it, you could find it. So it was pretty easy to find, not easy, but easier to find certain stuff as long as the photographers labeled it, though there were far less photographers uploading their stuff to this website. But I do know a few that used it, especially with the NASCAR stuff. But I cannot recommend that site anymore, and I'm not going to mention what it is, because they got rid of that search feature across the site. You can search on a specific photographer's page, but you cannot search across the whole website and find new photographers that take pictures of stuff you're looking for. Somebody blew up already. We'll see who that is in a minute. But somebody spawned. They not only got rid of that feature, well, actually, they didn't get rid of it. They put it behind a paywall. So now you have to be a paying subscription member to be able to search the website for photos, which I understand why they did that. Jesus, Jimmy just lost control behind us. Everything's happening early here. But yeah, so I understand why they did that, but I still don't like it. It's really disappointing. And I'm struggling. I'm fading fast here. So, anyway, all that said, the big two that I really wanted to get pictures of that I couldn't find, Chad Little, for just the Fall Phoenix race, ran a Team USA car, like as in the U.S. Olympics style thing. And it was a very unique looking paint. I couldn't tell you from the video that I've found. NASCAR Classics has the race. He was in 2 different wrecks. So there's plenty of video footage of the car, but not enough to accurately paint the paint scheme, because some of it is hard. It doesn't sit well on the eyes or on a low quality camera unless you're zoomed all the way in. So they never zoomed into the car enough for me to get an accurate understanding of the paint scheme. So that's challenge number 1. Find pictures of that. If you've never searched it, if you've never tried to find a photo of a particular race car, this is my challenge. Try this out. 1991 Phoenix Raceway, the Team USA.
At Mason Radcliffe 8859. Sid Modded Tool USA. At Union Pacific
I don't know what that means.
8518 Productions. Sid, hello, I'm still working on my 2002 mod pack. At Mason Radcliffe 8859.
So
2002 mod packs.
So, anyway, try to find that Chad Little USA car. That's challenge number 1. If you find it, comment in the video below, or message me in Discord, or tag me in our Discord or something, and tell me like where you found. You just post the picture, show me that car in a better quality, because I really wanted to paint that one, even though it was a one-off. I don't normally like to do the one-offs unless there's a certain reason to, but because it's a lot of effort to do a paint scheme from the ground up. But yeah, so excuse me, I had to burp or something there. That is one that I could not find that I think would be a good challenge. That there absolutely should be pictures of that car. I know there's pictures of that car. It's not on the internet necessarily, or easy to find anymore. The other challenge I have, and this one's a really good one. This one's got a fun story. So the other one is James Hilton's Cup paint scheme for 1991. Now, there are plenty of pictures and videos of, well, maybe not pictures, but there's plenty of videos of James Hilton's ARCA car in 91. And while we could take a guess and say it's probably the same as his Cup car, I'm not willing to make that leap just to include somebody in the pack. I want to make sure that if they're included in the pack, it is the paint scheme that it's supposed to be, and the sponsors and all that stuff. So I did not include James Hilton because not only couldn't I find a picture on the internet just searching all of my normal searches and search places and keywords and everything else, but I could not find a picture on the internet. Even on, there's a Facebook James Hilton fan page that I stumbled upon and joined, and this fan page, they're always posting pictures of his cars from different years and different photos, working on them, and at the track, at home, at the garage, like all these different really cool stuff. All right, thanks, Davey. Jesus, you got door checked by the third place runner here. But yeah, so I could not find James Hilton's car, so I joined this fan page and I looked through all of their pictures in the entire history of the Facebook group. And the only one that was labeled 1991, the commenters corrected and said, no, this is actually 92, or it was 90, or whatever. It was a different year. So I couldn't find a 91. So I thought, okay, well, I joined the group. I went through all the pictures. I did my research. So I asked the group if anyone had any photos of his 91 paint scheme. And literally, nobody had anything. And not only is it the James Hilton fan page that posts all these pictures of many different eras of James Hilton racing, but there were people that commented on my post and said, one person commented on the post, one of the people that commented on the post, let me rephrase that, said, and I quote, "I was on the 91 pit crew. I helped James out that year. We didn't take, I don't have any pictures of the car. We didn't go to that many races," which actually he's listed as, I think it was 6 starts. So actually went to a decent amount of Cup races. For there to not be, I couldn't even find footage of this on NASCAR Classics enough to where I could say, yep, that's his car, let alone try to paint it. Jeez. So, challenge number 2. Find any pictures of James Hilton's 1991 Cup Series paint scheme. Any at all. So those are the two, whether you're watching live or watching this back. If you got some time and you want to take on a challenge and see if you could find it, look for James Hilton's car from 91. Look for Chad Little's Team USA car from the Phoenix race here in 91 as well. And see if you can find them or not. Because it's so much harder now than it's weird, because you would think with tech and with as much as everything's at our fingertips these days, you would think it'd be, the more time passes, the easier it would be to find those things. But a lot of photographers have been getting, over the past recent, since NFTs have started as a thing and gone and whatever, a lot of photographers got really protective of their work, more so than they already have before. So it became just a tough thing to find any pictures of in general, or old race cars, old Cup cars. So yeah, that's the challenge. Another fun one. This one I thought was interesting. I almost included it. My arm is itchy. Jeez. I almost included it in the pack, but I didn't, because I didn't have a good picture to prove anything one way or the other until after. Actually, till I think a month ago. So well after the pack was done. Bobby Labonte had 2, maybe 3 Cup starts in 1991, and one of which was in a car that I do have painted with a different driver, so I wasn't going to just use that. The other was listed as the number 44 car, which was what he ran in the Busch Series. So thought, okay, that most likely would be his Slim Jim paint scheme with Slim Jim on the hood, and just whatever. It's most likely that car, and I could just paint that one.
At Mason Radcliffe,
And
59. Said we can pit it this time.
Yeah, I know we can pit. I'm not going to yet. 28's when I'm coming in, or maybe end of 20, maybe end of 27, because we're already lapped anyway. So we're offset by 1. But that Bobby Labonte paint, I couldn't find any photos of it, and I think it was the second Michigan race of the season is when Bobby ran. I forget which Michigan it was, but it was definitely Michigan. But I literally, in a random classic racing photographer Facebook page that I'm also a part of, somebody a month ago posted a picture, hang on, of what looked like Bobby Labonte's Busch car, and it said 1991 Michigan Cup Cup Series, blah 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 blah. And it was hilarious to me, because the comments were saying Bobby didn't run Cup in 91. That's his Busch car. That every comment was saying that this didn't happen. And then there was one comment that was like, so in the photo, it's Bobby Labonte's car. In the background is Kyle Petty's car in the pits. It's a live, I think during green flag pit stops, photo from the stands down into the pits. And Labonte it's just a photo of Labonte's car, but in the background of the picture, or right next to him pretty much, is Kyle Petty's car in his pit stall with the crew actively doing a pit stop. And one of the commenters said, "Oh, that's cool. I didn't know Kyle Petty ran any Busch races with the mellow yellow paint, or the mellow yellow car." And I'm like, I commented on the picture, and I'm like, just to confirm, this is absolutely from 91 Cup Series at Michigan, because he did make a start there. And I half was asking the original poster to double check and double confirm that, hey, this definitely was the Cup race, because I was still debating doing the paint even though the pack was out. But between Kyle Petty's car and then after I posted my comment, I zoomed in on the picture and looked, and sure enough, both of their cars had the Cup contingencies on them. So it's not like it was a Busch race. So that absolutely was the only photo that exists of Bobby Labonte on the internet anyway that I could find, and I didn't even find it. That one just landed in my lap after the pack was out. I wasn't even looking. Yeah, it was just funny because that getting posted right after the fact of the mod coming out, just to me was kind of hilarious. But it's, I don't know, it's another one of those that, like, now there's one photo of that car, which again proves the point. There's photographers that have these photos lying around of these cars that they don't know that, like, if they posted it, they'd be the only one to have it. So, yep. I don't know. I just feel like, I know it's not my space, and maybe I don't understand it, but photographers, from my understanding, make their money by selling copies of the photos. And yes, I'm sure of the era, a lot of photographers just tried to sell their photos to the teams so the teams could print a bunch of things to sign or use it in promotional material or whatever. Or sell to the team sponsors, who knows. They probably more went for the bigger contract, multi-sale thing. But if I was a photographer 10, 20 years ago, and I was no longer a photographer today, I would either take the time or pay someone to do the time of uploading my photos with big watermarks on them to some sort of website so that people can find them and order prints of them if they wanted to order prints of them. Because how else are you going to make money? Like, literally, I am willing, for certain paint schemes and certain cars, I'm willing to spend a few bucks to get photos of certain cars. But the thing is, I wouldn't know what photographer to contact, because nobody has even a small blurry thumbnail or anything of any of these cars. So if I literally said right now, and I absolutely would, if a photographer could sell me a print or even a digital copy, even with a watermark, I don't care, of James Hilton's 1991 Cup paint scheme, I would pay a few bucks for that. That's probably equivalent to a print. Absolutely. But how do I find that photographer? Oh man, we're getting sent. The points battle drivers are sending us today. Into turn one. Sorry, Labani. Yeah, so like if I want a picture of James Hilton's 91 Cup paint that I'm sure some photographer took at some track, I literally cannot find that photographer to ask them for a good copy of it. Somebody got out of shape out of 4. There's a lot of, like, smoke and mayhem without actually bringing out yellows here in this race. We saw 3 different out of shapes and no yellows. Yeah, I don't know. Riddle me that. If you're a photographer, please tell me how that works. Of how do you sell copies of your prints if nobody can view even just a low quality or watermarked gallery of them? Like, I think Lee Jackson's the most popular. Is it Lee Jackson? I feel like I got the name wrong. It's the Lee something collection. And I messaged, he has a Facebook, he has an eBay page, everything's watermarked, so it's fair, and it's lower quality, so that people can't just steal them and print them. If you want the quality print, you got to actually pay for it, which is great. That's exactly how you should do it as a photographer, in my opinion. But I joined his Facebook page as well and tried to message the page asking if he had any photos of this car or that car or whatever, because there were a couple races that he had photos from. I think Bobby Labonte's at Michigan was one of them, or I'm not sure which Michigan race Lee was at, but Lee had pictures of one of the Michigan races from '91, and I was asking him which one it's from. So, and if he had any of Bobby Labonte, and he didn't answer me. So, I don't know. I can't even get a hold of photographers that are existent on the internet. But I don't understand the guys that don't have their stuff posted. Like, how do you make any sales? Are there like conventions I don't know about where there's a bunch of NASCAR photographers who just have, like, scrapbooks of smaller prints of all their photos? I don't understand.
Mason Radcliffe 8859. Said so. I think it was Bobby Levanti. At Mason Radcliffe 8859. Said beaming face with smiling eyes.
I don't know what you mean, Mason. You think what was Bobby Labonte? I'm telling you it was Bobby Labonte at Michigan. I'm saying there's no photos of it other than the one I found recently. But I was asking a photographer who was at a Michigan race in '91 and has a bunch of photos from it, but not any of Bobby's. So I don't know. I was trying to find out if they had any. Oh, man. Well, as far as this race goes, I know I've not been talking about it. I've just been ranting. I can see one of our sponsor goals, but I have to work to get to him. Stanley Smith is the third car ahead of me there. Dave Marcus is trying to pass him right now. That's where we're trying to get here.
Atzali hooked the kick in. Said number 33 Skull Bandit, or number 1 Skull Bandit. Which is the king of Skull?
Well, in '91, I think statistically speaking, it'd be Harry Gant, the 33. However, I would make an argument for the '99 Skull Bandit. Actually, they're not all bandits. The 33 Skull Bandit, the number 1 is Skull Classic, and the '99 just says Skull, but it's a red paint scheme, or a red version of that paint scheme. They're all different. I don't know if I want to use the word flavors of chewing tobacco. I don't know the difference. I don't know what they were, but I think they're different flavors or different styles of it, or different maybe tobacco levels, who knows. But Classic is the black paint, Bandit is the green, and then red, I don't know what it's called, but red has its own particular one.
Mason Radcliffe 88.
But the red one ran ARCA and a couple of cup races and is in this pack. I did include him because he ran enough cup races and I got plenty of photos of the car. God, I can't remember his name for the life of me though. I'd have to look it up. Whoa, there's some big sends going into turn 1 here. Joe Ruttman behind us.
Radcliffe 8859. Said she's 5 wins of 1991.
Yeah, but is it, when you say King of Skull, are you saying, which car is it, or which Skull brand or flavor or whatever it is sold better? That's the real question. Did Bandit outsell Classic, or was Classic their bestseller? That's the real question. Not the real question, but the question I'm asking of whether I know nobody here would know, but that'd be one I'd be curious about, is whether the one that was on the fastest car and the most prominent in NASCAR minds was the one that sold best, or if Classic was, which also had a prominent paint scheme for a few years between Rick Mast and Terry Labonte. My dad's coming up to lap us. It's a stretch, but I still think I could get to Stanley Smith. I'm going to chop my dad off there to get a big dive into 3. I need the track to make that corner that good. Come on, get around HB Bailey. Don't check up.
Sid, I also love how you have a what if they didn't die for some drivers. It's like a grip dog type mod.
Yeah, I always wanted to include them as an optional part of the pack, but not force it on people either. I just think the what ifs are interesting. I mean, I was talking about some of this with one of my friends, because you know how, like, okay, here's a good example. Dale Earnhardt did not like having Mike Skinner as a teammate, and a lot of people said it was just that he didn't want any teammates, period. However, if you look at the 90s, when Neil Bonnet was driving, who just went by us, good timing, Neil, in a what if car, Neil Bonnet drove the Mom and Pop's 31, which was a second RCR car, was a temporary or part-time teammate to Earnhardt. I think Neil and Earnhardt were good enough buddies that they would have got on like gangbusters as teammates full-time. So if you go back and you what if, and Neil doesn't A, get injured, and then B, die later, in an accident, does Neil end up as teammates with Earnhardt full time, and they're happy about being teammates? Okay, we're gonna get our sponsor goal here. We're 3 wide. Or, you know, or does it end up the same problem he had with Skinner, which was that he didn't like sharing info?
Said so. Mark Martin announced a new sponsor in the Valvoline for 1992 season and the second Roush car in the Keystone Beer car.
Yep. Well aware. Oh god, I sent it. I doored him for my sponsor money. I didn't mean to do him dirty, but he got underneath JD. Oh god. Oh god. Oh god. Welp, we got our qualifying goal and our sponsor goal of beating Stanley Smith in the last freaking corner.
At Mason Radcliffe 8859 said you ran finished 35th.
Mason, I appreciate the chat activity, but you're telling me you're just reiterating what's happening here.
This has been NASCAR Winston Cup
At
Racing,
Mason Radcliffe 8859 said but you finished 34th.
Yeah.
At Zalihofikikin said do you do like multiple years for the what ifs?
Yes.
Like Ripdog?
Yes.
Or did you just include it in the one pack?
No, it's multiple years. Give me 1 second here. Okay. So, the 1990 season, it's in both packs, but 90 had 90 had Bonnet not get injured and stay in the 21 car, and Jarrett came up to Cup in the 29 car, which he actually was supposed to do that season. He was supposed to make a few starts, so be part-time in 1990 in the 29 car. So I put Jarrett I put him part-time in the 29. I left Neil in the 21. I put Phil Parsons, who drove the 29 instead of Jarrett. I put Phil in the... There was another car he ran part-time. I put him in that one. Or just made 1 or 2 starts. I think it was the 22 car, which in the base pack, Rick Mast had the 2 and the 22 because he ran both for like at least 10 races each. But I ended up putting Mast in the 2 and then Phil Parsons in the 22 because I think he made a couple starts in that. So I shuffled it around just right. And then this season, we put Neil Bonnet in a second RCR car because that technically did happen part-time later. But I put Neil Bonnet full-time because if he wasn't injured, he'd still be running. Oh, Rob Moroso in both packs. Well, obviously he ran 90, but Rob Moroso being in 91. Bobby Hillen, who drove his car most of the time afterwards. We have a second Moroso car. But yeah, we're going to keep doing that. 01, I don't know. We'll see when we get there because I got to see which drivers still exist. There's a way that I'm doing a test as far as like, okay, the what if now is like the drivers that did pass away at that back in the day, when do they retire? And we'll get to that later in the stream, but when do they retire is kind of the question mark that we have. So just to show this now. So Earnhardt led most laps, dominated the race. We knew that when he lapped us. Rudd, Allison, and Gant all combined to put us in the wall twice. Rudd put me in the wall once. Allison hit my door, and Gant hit me in the rear end at like the same time, and I hit the wall again. So they were fierce out there, elbows up. But Earnhardt's going to chunk away at Martin's lead again, but he's third in points, so he's the furthest back. Harry's going to gain a whole 5 points on him, or 4 or something, so not much. So they still need... Mark Martin is going to be our title winner if he does not have something happen, a bad time caution or a problem next season. So, let's see. Marlon Ernie, yeah, nobody super notable in the top 10. Neil Bonnet ended up 15th then. My dad is 23rd. That's another thing I did just for me in this pack, is including my dad in it, if you didn't notice. Not really a what if, but just kind of an if I'm in this series, then he should be in the series. Sort of just thought it'd be fun. Honestly, not the main thing, but one of the fun things about that is I get to show you guys I get to revive my dad's paint schemes from his dirt street stock days of the early 90s and late 80s, and use those. So those are going to be fun, and have been fun to paint so far. Let's see, anybody else notable? No, we ended up 34th, just barely ahead of our sponsor goal. Irv was in the race. I didn't realize Irv was in there. I like his paint, as wacky as it is. Tim Richmond led 5 laps starting on pole and blew up on lap 31. I didn't even realize he dropped out. Mike Skinner was the one that blew up really early, which I didn't notice, but I didn't quite name him. But all right, let's move on to the next race here. So, quick glance at the standings. So Mark Martin has 56 points on Harry Gant, an even 100 on Earnhardt, and 193 on Allison. That means Allison cannot mathematically win the championship. Even if Mark didn't show up, he could not do it. Earnhardt is within shot, but needs Martin to have a terrible day and Gant to have a not so great day as well. So he's kind of a long shot, but we've seen crazier things happen. And yeah, Martin and Gant, again, Martin has to have at least a somewhat bad day for Gant to have a shot. So Mark Martin may become a champion in our series. I don't remember who was our champ. Hold on, I can check actually. Who was our champ last year? It was still, oh, never mind. It was still Earnhardt. So it was exactly who it was in real life. So our 90 season ended up pretty much the same as far as it ended up the same as the champion goes. Move of the race for Phoenix was Bill Elliott. I always like to check that award just for no particular reason. I just think it's interesting that they have a seemingly somewhat random award there. So let's see. Our team management stuff, our sponsors, Prestige dropped, and Engine 3 repairs are done. So really that's the only thing that there is to do any work without selling and building anything. I mentioned it on the last stream that didn't happen, but I am... excuse me. But I am gonna do... I'm not going to build anything new, sell and build anything new till the new season, because you have the chance to get new crew members or for your existing crew members to increase in skills. So I thought it wasn't worth spending the in-game money to start those projects that wouldn't finish till next year, that would only have slightly better stats. All right, so the engine that I ran at Martinsville that got just decimated, that absolutely is to get repaired. Wait, hold on. Let me see what sort of timetable we need. We've got 2 really good ones and one that's beat up. So I think I'll put the repair at 4 races. Yeah, Silly Chicken, I agree. Kawicki and Allison continuing on is going to be fun. I am not sure exactly how I'm going to handle that for everyone. In my mind, just to give a kind of... I mean, we're not there yet. We got a ways to go till we get there. Because, like I said, I didn't even start on 92, the paint schemes. So... We've got time yet, but we have 1 race till that's done. That's another reason I'm not upgrading stuff yet. But the other, hang on, let me set my tools up for next race before I lose my train of thought completely. So Atlanta, our last race of the season. All right, cool. So we want grip and wear both important at Atlanta. We all know this. Power is important here. I mean, I'm just going to bring my best stuff pretty much. Draft matters-ish, but I want to have something good for Daytona. Although this will be repaired. But I think this one's still statistically better. We're just going to we'll bring our second best to Atlanta and see from there. So, I think what I'm going to do is, obviously Kawicki's going to stay in the 7 for my what if, and I think what I'm going to do is I'm essentially going to create a second car for Bodine, whether it's the 07 or the 77. Probably the first year, I might keep Bodine in the ride he was in prior. I might have to do a little bit of research in Bodine talking about his career and see if there's any other hints of where he might have been if that didn't happen, because I know I know he talked on that a few times, so I could maybe find an interview and maybe get an idea there. For Ernie Irvan going to the 28 after Davey, I'm probably going to have a second, not Roush, my God, Yates, a second Yates car, just bring the 88 in early, essentially, because Ernie Irvan did drive the number 88 for Yates a couple times in that time frame. So essentially, that'll just be his ride. Let me apply the qualifying.
Get ready. Here comes the time
All right,
lap.
we are good. And let me make sure that okay, cool. So yeah, that's what I'm thinking for those two particular drivers. It gets really complex though with stuff like having Moroso around for years, because Moroso was super duper young when he came to the Cup Series. So how long do I keep Moroso in the pack? How do I do his stats every year? Stuff like that is gonna be interesting. But long story short, what I plan on doing is I have all the race results with the tool upgrade and stuff. I can get all the results from every single race from this season from the game into a nice little format in Excel. And I was going to just, for drivers like Moroso and my dad and Neil Bonnet, I was going to take how they performed in this particular season and do some randomization for a potential gain or loss to see whether their stats improve or drop, and just kind of put them in that range. Holy crap, we're 12th. All right, I got to make Atlanta queue faster for the AI in the future.
We're live from the Atlanta Motor Speedway in Hampton, Georgia for today's running of the Georgia 500. I expect to see some exciting action in this one, don't you?
There sure have been some incredible finishes here at Atlanta. In the March race of 2001, Kevin Harvick beat Jeff Gordon to the checkered by mere inches to win his first NASCAR Winston Cup race. Given the circumstances and the emotion of that victory, that is one that people will talk about for decades to come.
The 7 car finds himself in a bit of a slump.
He definitely needs a good finish, not just for himself, but for the team, his sponsors, and everyone else involved with that team.
I outqualified Earnhardt. I don't care. I mean, Earnhardt actually notoriously doesn't always qualify well. So Tim Richmond on the pole, Davey Allison second, our current points leader Mark Martin third. He's in a good spot to start. Let me apply the stats here for Atlanta.
Radio check. Check that.
And re-roll the number of events, random events, and put the pylon on. Okay. I do want to note, though, for the eagle-eyed viewers, you may have noticed that there was a car that looked like Earnhardt's that was actually way back on the grid. Dave Marcus is, one of his alternate paints is a Dale Earnhardt paint scheme with a 71 on it, because he ran an RCR, essentially more experimental / backup car in 2 races when he called in a favor. He needed some help, and he called in a favor with Earnhardt and Childress, and borrowed a car for 2 races. And if you don't know about it, Dave Marcus, other than those 2 races, I don't know that Dave Marcus was ever in really, really good equipment. And even then, like I said, they were a bit experimental, so it wasn't even their best stuff necessarily. It wasn't their proven anything. It was their, hey, we want to try this. I'm going to let Harry Gant go because he's battling in points, and we do not, and we know he's faster than us, so I'm not going to be in the way of that. But yeah, so Dave Marcus ran a black number 71 with his sponsors on it, but an Earnhardt colored and painted car for 2 weeks, and man, he ran really freaking well at Rockingham. He did really awesome at Rockingham. So absolutely, like, it was cool to see him in good equipment. And I know Falcon was one of the people that was telling me, like, that I have to have this paint scheme, and I think it's such a cool story, and he ran so well with it, that I had to have it as well. So oh my gosh. Swervin' Irvin got into it with Jeff Bodine there. Jeff Bodine. I was thinking, which Bodine is it? It was Jeff Bodine for sure. Also something, I don't know if you guys have made the connection, but some irony. Jeff Bodine driving the 11 for Junior Johnson. Later on, when Brett Bodine owned his own team and drove for himself, what number did he choose? 11. And oddly enough, the Bodine brothers didn't really get along. So whether that Bodine, whether Brett wanted to run 11 normally, whether that was his number of choice from local tracks or whatever, and Jeff just happened to get that number by chance in the Cup Series, like, or if Brett decided to run the 11 because of Jeff running the 11, I don't know. I don't know which. Or if Brett just picked the lowest number that was available at the time, which is also possible. We are actually pretty quick today. Oh, well, we do have a better car, so I guess I shouldn't be super surprised because we brought some of our better equipment here. But we're keeping up with my dad. We're running with Neil Bonnet here, mid-pack. Oh, the other factor, by the way, in my randomization of the driver stats between seasons, I'm going to let age play a factor as well. Like, so, granted, back then, a lot of drivers drove really well even when they got older. Mark Martin being a great example. Earnhardt was still really good despite a lot of his injuries, you know, and he was in his 50s. So, or when he died, not now, but you know, I feel like to some extent I'm going to take age into account when re-rolling their stats and have it skew the randomization just a little bit to where right now they have just as good a chance of gaining stats as they do losing, or improving as they do dropping, versus how they performed in this season. But there's also the fun of how they perform this season is the baseline. So how they perform this season might be better or worse than what their actual rank is just by chance. Oh, Dale Jarrett had an issue behind us there. Just by chance or by whatever. So I think that's fun. Alright, back into focus mode. By the way, if you're itching for to learn more about the old seasons of 1991, for example, there's a YouTube video around, I think, somewhat recently that was like actually it might be 1990. I don't remember if it was 90 or 91. I think it was 91, but it's like a random facts or fun stats of 1991 or something like that. I'm sure you could find it. Search 1991 NASCAR. Interesting. Like, just those words should bring it up. Honestly, depending on how this race goes, we might have a shot at a top 20 here. Well, I should say we do have a shot at the top 20 currently. It's just whether we actually can pull it off or not. We would need a little bit of things to go our way here. Especially, oh gosh, as I say that, I'm fading, but... is that Dave Marcus I see in the mirror a few ways back, or is that Earnhardt going to lap us? No, Earnhardt's not leading. Tim Richmond's leading. Although Earnhardt has passed Mark Martin already, but he, again, unless Mark has an issue, it's his. Harry Gant's only up to 9th. He started behind us, but he passed us really early, and I started 12th, so... And he's moved up, but will he get all the way to the front? He's 3.4 back, so he's not super far back. Gosh, I actually remember the spring race here we ran. Mark Stahl in the 82 car ended up being really off pace and holding up a lot of people. Why do you say poor old Jarrett? That was a good move for him. I mean, while I love the Wood brothers, I think that was a better move for him at the time, was to go build up a fresh team. Oh boy. By the way, I mentioned it last stream, but again, that stream's gone, so I'm going to mention it again. Actually, I might have mentioned it on the New Year's stream, I don't know. But I know I normally played this classic career with a wheel. I stopped doing that for two reasons. One, we got a kitten recently, and she loves to run around and is curious, and I didn't want to risk her being by the pedals or after my feet while I'm doing this, because it's just for fun, so not a big deal to not use the wheel. That rhymed. But the other reason I stopped is that while the wheel's fun and different and I can actually, you know, without having to try to one-hand the controller first straight away, I can actually scratch my head if I'm itchy or something, and which the more you think about it, the more it happens. But you know, not just for that reason, but did I like the wheel? Ooh, who is that? That's a red car. Oh, that was JD McDuffie that blew up. Darn, I wasn't hoping for anyone in particular, but I'm sad it was JD. I could have, honestly, a red car. Martin's a red car. Granted, his is like a deep red with a hint of purple in it. I forget what the heck I was saying now. I don't know. Mind went blank there. What the heck was I even talking about? Oh my god. I hate when this happens. Let's see. I was talking about Gibbs and Wood Brothers. Somebody lost it in one on entry, but no yellow. They didn't completely go around. Oh gosh. Whoa. Maybe a crowd Bobby Hill in there. Oh, Rutman bobbled there ahead of us. That was weird. Got passed by the Dinner Bell and the Skull Classic. We're going to go back by Lavania if we can. Or wait, is it Mass this season? I always forget. No, it's Mass now. It was Lavani last season. Lavani's in the 94. I keep forgetting that. I played too many particular games where the 94 was Marlin, and actually the Mast being in the 1 was more common for me because he stays in it a while. But after the 90 season, I got used to Labani in the 1, and I keep forgetting that. But Marlin out of the 94 you think would be obvious, but it wasn't. I like when I've seen that car multiple times this season, I think Marlin, no, he moved to the 22. Who the heck is that? And I keep forgetting it's Labani. Honestly, you know what? Terry Labani's career, if you really look at it, is super interesting in the respect of, like, he won a championship driving that 44 car. I don't know if that was his own family team, because that's their number that they used a lot, or if that was a different... I don't remember who was the owner at that time. But he drove that 44 car. Then he's driving all these different rides throughout the years, including the Skull Classic number 1, including the 94 Sunoco car, including the number 14 Kellogg's car, and then brings Kellogg's to Hendricks, and then he wins another championship. And it's like, imagine if in that gap from when he won his first championship to when he won his second championship, instead of ending up team hopping year to year to year trying to find something solid, imagine he had something solid that whole time. I think Labani would be at least a 3-time champ, and maybe a 4-time champ, depending on how things went. Because he proved it in 2 completely different decades that he could be a champ for 2 very different teams. So you wonder if he was in good equipment in between those times and in just solidly in one team like Mark Martin was for years, or Earnhardt or Gordon, or any of those guys that have multiple championships. Those guys, like, majority of them got their championships all with one team. Obviously, Earnhardt had one or two before Childress. I don't remember how many before Childress. So obviously Earnhardt did it with other teams as well. Okay, that's actually really good timing for us in relation to the leader. We are one lap. Oh no, we're no laps down. But the leader's just a few cars back, a half a straightaway. Okay, well, the wreck was on the front stretch. This might not have even been the mod tool. This might have been just the natural, because they do sometimes try to wreck on the front stretch. But it was probably the mod tool. We'll see. Oh, it was Tim Richmond, and did he get Harry Gant? Oh, Harry missed him. Holy cow. Tim was up front originally. Look at Harry just backing it down, scooping it high. That was the right reaction. That was a good AI reaction for a wreck. Alright, we are definitely going to pit. We are very near the pit window. It should be... Yeah, no, we should be able... Yeah, we should be good to go. We should restart with a few enough laps that we'll be good on fuel.
Car is now in the lead.
Oops, that's not what I meant to do. Four tires. Make sure that was set right because I bumped the wrong button.
You're now in the top 20.
I'm now in the top 20, yeah, until I leave the pits. We started in the top 20. Alright, so the Stanley Smith sponsor goal is almost guaranteed here because he is outside. He's lapped and we are not. So we have a full lap on him at this point, basically. Wow, good one, pup. I wonder if the mic picked that up.
While we were pitting, those guys up front stayed out.
Rudd gained a spot. Earnhardt lost 3 spots in the pits. Oh boy. Yep, Mason, I know. You don't need to tell me, bud. I appreciate it, but I know. I'm on top of it. Oh, I just realized it's Harry Gant behind us. Wait, why is Harry back here? Why is Harry back here? He wasn't even in the wreck. I mean, Tim Richmond's way ahead of us. That doesn't make any sense. I think something's screwy with how they line up the field with yellows because, like I said, last week there was a race where I thought Earnhardt was lapped when the yellow came out, and he not only was not lapped, but he inherited the lead when everybody pit. Oh boy, they're bundled up on the outside lane. I hear contact. Oh boy. Oh, Jimmy Spencer almost... I missed hitting him. I didn't want to slip up in the top yet. Yeah, we are in the top 20 now. That bunch up on the outside lane really shot us forward, and Harry Gant too. He's way up there. Took good advantage of it. Mason, I know. You do not need to comment on every car that we're around, dude. I'm going to end up muting you for future streams. I appreciate chat activity, but at the same time, like, I know what car... Like, I'm literally saying them. So we're probably gonna slowly fade like we did last run. We're quick, short run. But we don't have a lot long run. Oh, there's Marcus's car, the Earnhardt one I was talking about. So 2 cars ahead of us on the outside here. We'll get up to him. You'll see an Earnhardt-looking paint scheme with mostly Dave Marcus logos on it. The Big Apple Market, 71 on it. That's what he ran. Oh man, I didn't mean to hit him. I mean, I really gave you some extra screen time there, Dave. But yeah, so he ran that car at Kenny Schrader. Stay up high, stay up high. Oh, God, that was pretty big and right around us. That was scary. I got Labonte and Mast collected. Oh, Jimmy Spencer in it. Jeff Purvis, Irvor. Oh, man. And then Bobby Hamilton. Papa, yeah, I got Bobby Hamilton, too. That was a pretty good wreck. There's your live points mid-race. I don't think it's going to change much more than that, but it looks like Earnhardt might. Well, actually, Gant's got a lot of ground he can still make up, but he's 13th. He can make a few more spots. But Earnhardt was leading and he's 3rd, so Earnhardt can gain a couple more spots yet, too. And if Harry gets stuck in the lap traffic here, which it looks like for the moment he is, if he gets stuck in the slower traffic, he's going to fade quick. So the second place spot is definitely in shuffling at the moment and up in the air. Which actually means if something happens to Mark Martin, that's the points battle then. Oh, they're almost wrecking behind us again. I heard more contact, saw it in the mirror. I see sparks up ahead. Oh my god, we're a big bundle of cars. Oh, I almost hit my dad. Oh, this is like new Atlanta. It's like 2025 Atlanta. Oh, somebody's in the wall up there, way up ahead. A white car. Looks like Ted Musgrave, maybe. I'm not sure if Musgrave's even in the race. There was a debris yellow. Why'd it have to be a debris yellow? I hate the debris yellows. They're the dumbest thing. That's something I'd love to fix. And Purvis has a flapping hood. It was Jimmy Spencer. And Purvis is going to be the next debris caution. Man, I would love to fix that. Yeah, Schrader's DNF'd from his wreck. No surprise he got clobbered by multiple people. Okay, it looked like Purvis's hood fell off, so that's... Maybe there won't be another debris caution. Maybe we'll go green from here. Well, I mean, there could still be a regular wreck. I just don't want a debris yellow because I think they're dumb in this game that the AI doesn't fix their cars. I'm sorry, Terry. Y'all checked up in a straight line. Now my dad got by me again. You know what? It is really fun that the last race of the season I'm going to be battling with my dad for whatever position. Oh. Big checks, big checks. I don't normally like to take advantage of those, but I wasn't going to stop either. I was already out of the lane. I mean, I feathered a little bit, but I didn't... Am I clear? No, okay, I'm very much not clear. Thank you for telling me game 3 wide again when I asked. Oh, I ran into 3 pretty hard and it pushed. Up Strickland. We're gonna have to get out of this top lane soon. Oh my god, Sterling Marlin just took the lead. I don't think Marlin's been running really well all season, but he has not won a race, I don't think. I'm pretty sure he hasn't. That'd be really cool for him to win this one. Especially if it doesn't matter for the points without anything shaken up other than second. That was something I've been meaning to try to add to the tool, to the mod tool, that Pylon is a live points listing, but I never got around to it. That's a lot of extra work and steps, so I did not do so. I've been working on a race team management game that I've been building from the ground up. It's very, very, very early stages, but as I do get things to show you guys, I will be showing you guys those things. But expect minimum 2 years from now before that thing's ever public and in, you know, something people could play. It's a long road to hoe. That's not even, honestly, 2 years is probably short. I wouldn't doubt if it was longer than that. 'Cause I've done game dev before. I know how long it can take. And life, you never know what's going to happen between now and then in that sort of time frame. But just to make you guys aware, if you're not already, if you've not heard me mention it before, I am working on a race team management game, and I do want to make a that sort of game. And my main thing, I want to do more of a like, you're actually the team owner, as in you have a say in the week, during the week decisions, but during the race you don't really have direct control. So I don't want it to be like the micromanaging crew chief where you tell your driver, go hard, go slow, pit now, take two tire. I don't want you to be crew chief, owner, and spotter and live driver coach, basically. Like, to me, there's plenty of race management games that do that already, and they already do it well. And I don't want to have that level. I want it to be more about, you're the owner, you handle the week to week stuff, or in between races stuff, and you worry about hiring the right people. If you've ever listened to team owners talk about their team, it's usually about getting the right people together and helping them, you know, work together, giving them the tools they need to succeed, and that's the main focus. So I kind of want more of a, like, you know, you hire the driver you think is best, not just for their abilities, but also their personality and how that's going to mesh with the personality of the crew chief you hire and stuff like that. Like, that's kind of the management game I want. And then when the races come, when it's race time, you have the option of watching at regular speed, sped up, whatever, or just simulating the race itself and just getting right back to the management stuff. So it's kind of you're just, for the race itself, I plan on you being just a spectator if you want, and that's it as far as the management level. So that's kind of the vague idea of what I was thinking and what I'm working on, but I just want to talk about it more because I'm excited about it, and excitement makes me want to work on it, and working on it makes me excited, and so on and so forth. That cycle is a cycle that's tough to keep. Motivation is really hard to get. If you've ever tried to work on a personal project that's a long, and like I said, minimum 2 years is what my timetable is. If you've ever worked on a project that takes you more than a year, or even more than 6 months, I think you know what I'm talking about then. Like, keeping motivation throughout is tough. So I like to take advantage of it while I have it, and I think talking about it helps do that. The other reason I bring it up is, like I said, I was talking about maybe, like, or wanting some things I wanted to do with the mod tool that I'm probably not going to do, just because the mod tool stuff is not a means to an end. It's just for fun and something I wanted to share with the community to make it a little easier for other people to customize their game. It was not just because I wanted to do it. I mean, that was part of the reason, was me wanting to do it, but as far as further modifications, I don't know. There's not a whole lot left that I could do without dozens of hours invested minimum, and I don't want to put that much more time into this mod tool when I've already put a year and a half of my time into it, free time into it. So that's why I bring up what else I'm working on, because I want you guys to know that, like, any delays in paint packs or any delays in, you know, potential mod tool updates or anything like that, I just want to mention, like, that it's going to be due to me working on other stuff that is stuff I know you guys will love. So there's always something to look forward to. It's just the timetable on that one's a lot longer than the timetable on any of this stuff would have been. But that one, like, if I make a good enough management game, maybe I'm able to make a career out of making racing games. Or just games in general. And then maybe I could make a, you know, I'm not going to say better than Thunder 04 game. That would be quite a feat. But maybe I could make an actual racing game and then have a community-driven sort of open dialogue as far as what we potentially add to the game and work on. My dad's going to beat me here. I'd like to at least finish right behind him. We finished right with each other a couple times this season. It'd be fun to do it for the last race. I just got to get, well, I'm clear of Musgrave. I just got to hold him off. So Earnhardt won the race, doing everything he could to try to get the championship. He might snag second. I don't know where Gant is. Gant is ninth. Earnhardt might have snagged second, because Gant did not lead laps. He never got up front. Oh, Musgrave wasn't for position, so I actually didn't need to pass him. I didn't realize he was lapped.
Wow, you're right. That was an incredible finish to an even more.
And Marlin didn't win his race, though.
This NASCAR Winston Cup
Another top
Series
five
is so
for him.
exciting to watch.
The 7 car really did a fantastic job of keeping his car away from trouble all race long.
That's going to be a happy crew when they get back to the shop. They can immediately go to work on next week's car without having to worry about fixing anything from this race. It makes for a much less stressful atmosphere.
Join us next time for another exciting NASCAR Winston Cup Series race. So long for now from all of us at EA Sports.
Yeah, 26 is pretty good for us. I have no complaints about that. I mean, we did bring some of our best stuff we've had all year, so a top 20 would have been cool, but you know, honestly, just all the sponsor goals is good. So no complaints there. All right, so Earnhardt did not lead. Marlin led 20 laps. Hot dang. And unfortunately, he's denied his what I think would have been his first win of our career mode here. So Earnhardt wins the race, leads 11 laps. Allison second, Marlin third, Ricky Rudd, Ernie Irvin, Bill Elliott. Mark Martin, your 1991 champion of this series anyway, in this alternate history with me and my dad somehow both racing at the same time. This alternate history series. And Tim Richmond also led a handful of laps from the pole. Is 8th. Harry Gant ends up 9th. Hard fought day. He started 25th, drove up to the top 10, and then he restarted, I think, worse than 25th, and drove up to the top 10 again. So he had a hard fought day to get where he got. Neil Bonnet with a nice 13th place run. Let's see, Hutch Strickland almost top 15 there. That's good for him. Quickie had a bad day. Kyle Petty, not great. I mean, not bad, but not great. And my dad 25th and me 26th. As you guys know, we both started 10th and 12th. We finished 25th and 26th. That's kind of funny. We almost did if I could have started 11th or he, but if either of us started 11th instead, that would have been right there. That would have been funny. Both the Moroso cars next to each other, positionally as well. And way in the back, we know, man, Marcus really fell there. Actually, he did have damage from one of the wrecks, so that probably played a factor. But J.D. McDuffie and Kenny Schrader, well, McDuffie blew up, and Kenny Schrader was the caution in the crash we had. So let's go look at some stats from 91 and see what all's here. Let me do a save state before I forget. We'll do a backup to or 3. Okay. So our shop edition, our templates are done. Our body templates, sponsors are. we have a little higher prestige, and the body repairs are complete. I'm not going to click and start any of this work until we've hit the new season button so that we can get our new team members on it. I don't think we can reasonably afford to start any of the... we could start that one, but I'm not worried about drafting. I really wanted to completely avoid that until I had to buy it, because I don't need the stuff. Mason, in this series, JD is not going to be done yet. Unless there's one chance he will, and we'll find out in a minute or two. But I, depending on what we'll see in a minute or two, probably keeping JD in. So, engine power, yeah. I mean, unless we bought it on the slow boil here, which is half the season. Now, efficiency we could afford, but I think that's mostly just fuel. Tire grip would be fantastic, but that's going to take a while. I may just wait till after Daytona, because Daytona is such a big payout. I think it's really good to wait that one race and then kind of see where we're at money-wise. So we'll probably do that. We have 4 races left with Crunch. So we're going to start next year with the Crunch car. I don't plan on... Knowing it's only 4 races, I don't know if I'm going to do a new paint scheme necessarily. We'll see. If I do, it'd probably be with painting tool, and I'll just make it, because it's way quicker to paint with the tool I have than it is to paint a whole new car from scratch. All right, so Harry Gant won our Daytona 500 this year. If you remember last year, Brett Bodine won our Daytona 500. We've had some interesting winners for that. We'll go through the other stats. I'm just looking for... Oh, yeah, Ted Musgrave. I DNF'd both Martinsville races, and the game was like Ted Musgrave for this one because he was the first car lap. So that was... Ted Musgrave got a win as a rookie. Michael Waltrip won at Talladega. When he's back in the days... Mikey had a lot of races he should have won back then. Oh, Marlin did get... Oh, no, that's the Open. Okay, never mind. That's the All-Star Open. Yeah, Mikey... should have had some wins back in the early 90s, but he didn't, as we all know. Earnhardt Gant. Darrell Waltrip won the road course. Rudd, Earnhardt, Allison. Earnhardt, Rudd, Earnhardt, Allison. Mark Martin. Honestly, Martin didn't win a lot of races for his thing. Ernie Irvan won New Hampshire technically last stream. And Earnhardt was on a tear at the end of the season trying to make up for his DNF. Final standings. Oh my gosh. So we knew Mark Martin won. Why is the team name wrong? Oh no, I've seen that glitch before. Hang on, let me do this. I think there's something wrong when you do live paints with the team name. So let me do default roster and paints, and then that should fix it. Yeah, okay. So now it says Roush. Let me make a note of that too, because that's a bug, and I'd like to fix that. Team names when applying live paints. Bug. Okay. Because that's definitely a glitch. Alright, so Mark Martin, as we know, won. Harry Gant barely holds off Earnhardt for a second. That was tooth and nail. Harry running through the field and getting that top 10. If he finishes 10th instead of 9th, he loses. Earnhardt won the race, did everything he could. He didn't lead most laps. If Earnhardt led most laps, he would have won as well. So those two factors. Honestly, a bad pit stop for Earnhardt under the caution, because he came in first, he came out 4th. That probably cost him the second place in points. Davey Allison ends up 4th. Ricky Rudd 5th. Tim Richmond, Ernie Irvan, Sterling Marlin, Ken Schrader, and Darrell Waltrip manages the top 10, despite switching from running Hendrick cars to running his own. Just outside top 10, Bill Elliott, Rusty Wallace, Alan Kowicki, Michael Waltrip. Man, if you don't think the field, everybody who says like how competitive NASCAR is these days, yes, the racing on track is closer. Yes, I agree there are more drivers that can win a race, but only slightly. Because look at this. This is literally, I mean, okay, to be fair, Tim Richmond wasn't alive. He's part of the what if. But -1 here, literally down to, and I'd include Shepard because he was fast back then too. Bodine did win in 90. Was it 90 or 91? I think it was 91. Bodine's also won. So like pretty much like 15, 16 drivers just going top down, like could win any given week. So I think it was just as competitive back then. Hutch Strickland, Terry Labonte, Brett Bodine rounds out our top 20, our 1990 Daytona 500 winner. Kyle Petty 21st. My dad ends up 22nd. That's pretty dang solid. Just ahead of Neil Bonnet. Excuse me. Bobby Hamilton, Rick Mast, who I swear to God looks like Riley. What's his name? Oh my God, John C. Riley. I swear, John. You watch Talladega Nights, John C. Riley, and watch him in his race mode. If he had just a little bit extra in his face, he makes that like Rick Mast and him are brothers basically. Let's see, Joe Ruttman, Rob Moroso ends up 27th. Ted Musgrave, Jimmy Spencer, and the King Richard Petty has a not so stellar year, ends up 30th. Bobby Helen Jr., Rick Wilson, Chad Little, and little old us right behind Little by a mile. And sadly, oh no, we weren't. Okay. Who is... Okay, I thought we were the last of the full-time guys, which is terrible, but we actually aren't. Dave Marcus is full-time, Derek Cope is full-time, Stanley Smith is the first part-timer. So we beat 2 full-timers barely, and then we were a good chunk of points behind Chad Little, which I really wouldn't have guessed that. But we had a couple DNFs and stuff. The rest of the points don't much matter because it's all the part-timers. So Tim Richmond has the most poles. Martin and Allison tied for second with that. I feel like that's all very believable because Tim was a really good qualifier. Earnhardt ends the year with 11 freaking wins, but no title. It's crazy. Ricky Rudd with 4 wins. Mark Martin and Gant with 3 wins each. Tim Richmond with 2. Davey Allison with 2. Mikey and Darrell each sharing 1, which also would have been fun back then. And then Musgrave stealing 1. And Ernie Irving earning 1 too. So that was pretty fun. Our top 5ers are Rudd with 21 top 5s, Martin with 18, Gant, Earnhardt, and Allison tied at 17. Top 10s, Mark Martin. Makes sense. He won the championship, so for him to be second for top 5s and first for top 10s, that makes sense. That's how the points were back then, is consistency more than winning. Granted, I still think you can fix that without a playoff or a chase. You literally just make winning a race be worth a lot more points than second. And then it's about winning again. But yeah, so... you know what? I might do my custom points idea for the Vanilla Plus series, which is the in-between series. I might have to switch the points up there. But Harry Gant had 24 top 10s. Rudd, Richmond, and Irvin tied with 23. What did Earnhardt have? 21. So that was the difference maker in points, was the top 10s. Earnhardt had a lot more outside top 10 runs. Average start, Kawicki with the best average, despite how many poles Richmond had. Martin was right there. Allison, Rusty Wallace. And average finish, makes sense that Martin was first on that. Gant was not far behind, though. And Earnhardt, Allison, and Ernie Irvin with the 5th best average. Laps led was Earnhardt. These top speeds are inaccurate because of DNFing. Thanks, game, for making those totally wrong. 211 miles an hour in 1991. Harry Gant has the most laps complete. Mark Martin not far behind. Rusty and Kawicki. I'm surprised for how bad Rusty ended up in points that he's high on this list. And then Labonte ends up the top 5 there. These are going to get messed up when I start the new season. I can't really do much about fixing that other than manually editing the ratings. So you know what? I'll put them on camera so that if I wanted to manually edit the ratings, I could do so starting in the next season. So maybe I'll fix that if I remember. Move of the race for the last race of the season was Ricky Rudd, and he ended up 4th, so that's an interesting choice. I honestly would have gave it to Marlin or his pit crew, but because he got out front then. But yep, we rookie of the year ends up going to Bobby Hamilton over Ted Musgrave. Despite Musgrave having a win, Bobby Hamilton was way more consistent, and everybody else was part-time. We looked at the polls, the manufacturer we actually can't technically look at without manually calculating it because technically all these paint schemes are on Chevys, so I couldn't quite do that the way I wanted to. If I could figure out a way to make all of the manufacturers Chevy bodies but still show up as separate manufacturers, I will do that in the future. But I don't know that I can do that. So you'll basically have to wait till we hit a season where we actually put the different cars on different manufacturers, which will probably be more like the mid-90s before we start doing that. And we looked at the laps led already, so that's all the stats we have. I did want to look at my own. Let's see if we can find it. I should be on the end of one of these. Actually, top speed. No, wait, I went 205? When did any of this happen? I wanted to look at 90 versus 91 here. Okay, so obviously we had no top 10s or anything. Wow, our average start went down, but I did change the qualifying times. That was the base game. That 25.3 was the base game unchanged qualifying times. 26.6 is with my queue times, which I still think I need to tweak. My average finish was improved by almost 5 full positions, so that's good. That's really good. That's what we want to see in this career mode, is moving up. Honestly, if it keeps that rate of like 5 spots every year, I'd be really happy because, like, well, I'd like to do a little better than 5 a year, but knowing how this game normally is without a mod tool, by year 3 you're kick-ass. You should win the championship year 3 at the latest in career mode, if you're doing it, half decently. But yeah, so we got our best finish was only one better though, ironically, because we had a good super speedway or something, and about 400 more points. Same standings finish though, because of part-timers or full-timers. So we've been 34th at points, but I'm still, this is what I will be showing the new sponsors. Is we've improved 5 spots. If we do that again next year, we'll be a top 25 car consistently. That's the hope. So now, again, I'm going to do some extra save states. I'm going to shut the cheats off for a second. So just to let you guys know, just for funsies and just for the sake of trying to see my what if drivers when and if they retire, I'm letting the game choose. So every time we get to the end of a season, while I'm not going to while I'm not going to keep whatever silly season stuff happens here, obviously I'm not doing that because we're running the actual 92 roster with some what ifs that I've already determined. We are using this to see for drivers like Neil Bonnet, eventually Rob Moroso, for I said Bonnet. Who else? There's another one that. Oh, for J.D. McDuffie, obviously, for eventually Davey Allison and Alan Kowicki. I'm letting this determine when those particular drivers retire. So they're probably going to have really long careers because I think it's going to prioritize other people first. But we're going to do this and see if any of our drivers retire. I think JD's the only one that would have a chance to. So we will see. And actually JD does. So officially in the what if stuff, JD McDuffie will retire in the 1991 season. Dave Marcus will not. I know it says that here, but if they continued in real life, they're going to be in the new packs and in the new seasons. But if they died in real life or stopped racing or had some sort of tragedy that stopped them from racing, if they're part of the what ifs, I'm letting the game determine. So the game determined that JD McDuffie is retired at the end of 1991. That's what we're going to do with the what if stuff. So I am sorry to report that JD will be no longer in any of the what if packs from here moving forward. So that's what I'm letting the game. That was what I wanted to do for this sort of stuff. That was my idea for how to make it to where they still retire at a reasonable value, but I'm not the one determining it. I don't want to be the one to say this guy has to retire by this age. I'm letting the game try to decide it. I might do it based on if their statistics roll and drop. If they just happen to drop in stats over the years, then I might make a decision there, or just give it a chance of happening, and then I'll roll my own dice here for it. But as far as this goes, this is what I'm doing. All right, so that's what we've got. I'm gonna restart the mod tool. We don't need to do any of this. I'm gonna restart, not the mod tool, the game. So we're going to switch back in. Let me shut the cheats off. Oh, they already are off, because I shut them off.
EA Sports. It's in the game.
Yep. Okay. Yep. That was Johnny Benson. Oh, get past the music, so the video doesn't get things and stuff. Okay. All right. So what I thought would be fun for let me do my settings. Let me make sure they're correct. What I thought would be fun to do, and I thought we'd just end the stream out with this, 1 or 2 races like this. We'll see. I'll do just 10. Do I want to do 10? We'll do 5%. Caution's off. Normal damage. I wonder if you'll... Nah, that's fine. You'll see what we're doing in a moment. So we're going to do custom. We're going to do 5%. I'm going to play... I'm going to drive... I guess I'll drive... Should I drive my dad's car, or should I drive somebody else's car? I think I should drive somebody else's car. We didn't see much of Greg Sachs's car in the season, so I'm gonna run that one, because this car also should have been in the 90 pack, but I didn't have good enough pictures of the 90 version of this, the 1990 season version of this car, that I didn't include it. So that's, let me switch so that this actually works then. Greg Sachs. Okay. And put Stanley Smith back to part-time. Randomize the paints, apply to game, and see if we're still... Okay. Alright, so my thoughts for something fun is challenge mode. So this is not... We have chaos mode as an option, but every time I've done chaos mode, all the AI cars end up wrecked within a couple laps, minus maybe like 5 to 10 people. So to me, chaos mode's not difficult. It's fun, it's silly, it is chaotic, it is chaos, but it's not difficult. So what I thought I could do, and anybody who's a streamer, a YouTuber, or just playing for fun, if you want a challenge that's like chaos mode but not exactly chaos mode, here's my thoughts. So I'm going to put the main display on. I have this optional cheat. Oh, caution should be off. I have this optional cheat, which is in the Discord. I'm going to do a very short video, probably including these cheats at some point. But the easier pit maneuver, which changes how the contact with AI to AI and AI to player happens. It's less realistic. The cars get a little bouncy and it gets silly. But that whole, like, when you're underneath somebody and you slide up and hit them in the middle of the corner, normally in this game you cannot turn away from them. You get stuck and it just continues. I'm too far forward. Continues up the hill. It's really, no matter how much you turn left, you just keep going up. With this on, you actually can break away. It's nice. With this on, when you hit somebody in the left rear really hard, they're gonna spin. With this in the base game, normally when you hit somebody really hard in the rear quarter, you have to literally turn into them and stay on them to force that to continue. This, it's a little bit easier to just have a hard hit and have it actually slide them off. So that's step one, is to have the easier pit maneuver cheat on. Cautions off is what I recommend, but not necessary. The other part of that me select. Oh, I have to change the race distance here. Hold on. Go to general. We're running 5% at 5%. So finalize. Let me go to Dover. So I need to reselect that just because it needs to get the lap count. Okay, 20 laps are running. So what we're actually doing is we're going to crank up the random events. So we have 20 laps. 20 laps, we want, let's see, 40 drivers, 20 laps. We need to at least have 2 events per lap. So we need at least 40 events to have every driver potentially have one thing happen. So we're gonna do like 60 as the minimum. And I don't know what settings are good for this, but this is what I'm trying for now. 60 is the minimum and 100 is the maximum. And when I hit calculate and apply, I'm going to click re-roll and I'm not going to look at it. I don't want to know how many there are. Who did I say I'm playing as? Greg Sachs. If I hit G, yeah, Greg Sachs. Okay. So that's essentially what I'm letting happen is the mod tool is going to decide. And the player events we are going to get be part of it. Actually, I'm also, with cautions off, I'm going to turn tire blowouts on. So the AI will have issues. We are going to have issues. Everything's fair game. No cautions. But if you get a flat, you're going to have to pit to fix it. That's my, not chaos mode, but like chaotic challenge mode, I guess is a way to look at it. Also, no qualifying and starting in the back. So, stats are going. Oops, reroll one time without looking, and the pylon on. Okay. Oh, we're going to start mid-pack because it's race now. But if I actually did this as a full challenge, if this seems fun and you guys like this and I do this as a full challenge, I would do this in either season mode. I don't know that I would do career mode, but we could do season mode with this as an in-between. While 92's being painted, this could be a fun series. Or I can continue the Vanilla Plus. Or I can make Vanilla Plus this challenge mode. So as the race goes on, we're going to see some events happening of drivers losing control. And we could get a flat randomly and have an issue. Who knows? I'm really surprised. Oh, actually, you know what? With the tire failures on, the game's telling me. So somebody blew up a tire already. I think he said 23. That'd be Eddie Bierschwale. He said Hut Strickland. Oh, Hut Strickland's in front of us. I have no idea how many are... Oh, there was a big checkup for the Hut Strickland one. Oh, God. Oh, God. Kenny Schrader. Oh, there's... that was the 34 of... Oh, God. Tim Richmond's out. 34 was it Dick Trickle? Yeah, Dick Trickle, I think. But Tim Richmond just DNF'd down the front stretch there. And we also, like I said, I have the player problems as a checkbox, which is enabled. So I can just as easily get a flat that takes us out. Dick Trickle also might be out or just stuck, I'm not sure. Oh! Kyle Petty! That's Ernie Irvin. Ernie Irvin. I knew he was going to cut across track because I have the flats on. The reason I have the flats on is that it... Oh my god, oh my god! Oh my god, Dave Marcus, no! The reason I have the flats on is because the player can get a flat regardless of that checkbox. Because I can't really have the player lose control without giving you a flat. So I figured it's only fair that AI has flats for... They'll have to pit if they get a flat. So it really is... I'm not labeling it Chaos Mode. I haven't come up with a label yet. But, oh my god! Dick Trickle just took out Marlin, who was the leader. He just Kevin LePaged him. I looked over, Marlin was leading. We're fourth now. Oh, it has my wrong car number. Icon, it's okay. All right, so starting dead last would definitely make this harder than it is. Wait, Tim Richmond, how did you pit? You were blown up. I thought I saw fire out of his car. Was it sparks? Dick Trickle is just... How is he alive? How is his car running? Every time I come around, Dick Trickle's wrecked somewhere new. Consider this the new chaos mode. It's not... It takes a couple extra things to enable, but... My gosh. We've gotten lucky on the randomization. We've not got... well, now I say it. I'm going to jinx it. Oh my god. Did Dick Trickle make it to the pits yet? Tim Richmond's wrecked again out of 4. Dick Trickle's... Okay, now he's blown up. I saw fire that time for sure on Dick Trickle. And it didn't even look like he had a right rear wheel, which I didn't think was possible. It might... Oh, debris! That was my dad's hood. Oh, I smacked the wall dodging a hood. Oh boy. Oh boy. Where are you going, Kenny Schrader? Oh, you're avoiding... You're avoiding the dead cars on the apron, but you're not pitting for some reason. I think this is the new chaos mode, where it's a challenge, but it's not easy to just... Everybody wrecks. They're going to wreck, and they're going to come fix their tires, and they're going to come back. And you might wreck and have to fix your tires. Oh, I have to pit. I didn't realize there was a regular green flag pit stop as part of this. Okay. I didn't realize 5% race length had pit stops in it. Oh, actually, this isn't 5% race length exactly. This is less than that because I have that... I didn't regenerate the cheats file. I could do that in a minute then. We'll do that after this race. Holy cow. I think this is the new challenge mode, guys. I think this is the... I think I got to do a season of this between our 91 and 92 years since I have to paint all the cars. We have time anyway. Oh my gosh, pit crew. Greg Sachs's temporary pit crew did not do a good job. Part-time crew. Wow, great camera. I'll tell you what though, did you notice the crew members have shadows that were based on the actual position of the sun in the area? So like that's... EA actually bothered to calculate that. So credit there where it's due. I didn't realize... I mean, I know they have it with car shadows, obviously, but I didn't know it was... They actually did the pit crew shadows like that till just now. I only noticed it because they were casting long shadows. We are leading, though. Alright, so next race I'm going to drop to the back. But I'm also going to get the race length correct because this was slightly off. 31. Oh, Neil Bonnet. I was like, who the heck's that? Oh, 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 oh. 34? He's... Oh my gosh. Oh! Run! Yeah, I think doing a season of this would be great. Especially because you'll get some rivals in Rusty and Kenny Schrader. What the heck was that? Neither of you blew a tires. Oh god, I did. I just blew right rear. It was 2 laps to go and we were leading. Oh, we blew up! No! Why do we blow up easier than the computer cars do? Welcome to the new challenge mode. This is the new... I knew this was going to be fun. I didn't know it was going to be this good. This is really fun. Oh man, we'll watch the highlights here. Some wreck avoidance. Oh yeah, the game's still trying to, or my mod tool's trying to blow people's tires out in the replay mode. Oh my god, the Dave Marcus flips on the replay. He just got launched by somebody. And when I chopped Rudd, oh, we were 4 wide. No wonder Rudd held his ground there. I didn't realize that that Mast was down low. They wrecked in turn 1 right at the end there. Okay, let's one more. This one. Dave Marcus sitting on the track right in the middle of the road. Harry Gant gets cranked into him and Mose just launches him. I don't know who the other car that flipped was. That's a 73. That's Bill Schmidt. And Jimmy Spencer's upside down as well. This, my friends, is definitely the new Chaos mode. My dad got 5th. Rick Wilson wins. Oh, man. This is what we're going to do in the off-season. I'm convinced. I'm sold. This is our in-between. Let me regenerate files here a second, though, because I do want to make sure. Go to my cheats and reload my cheats. Okay. I do want to make sure that that's all set up fully correct for the race length stuff. A really good picture of Jimmy Means there. Who else did we not see much of? Oh, Dave Mader we didn't see much of. We'll just kind of go, we'll switch part-timers. And let me re-randomize paints. And apply. Actually, I need to, no, we're good. We should be good. Okay. Dave Mader, where should we go is the question. And if I do a challenge season of this, I'm going to make the schedule every track once. That's it. Just every, including fantasy tracks, just every track once. I mean, Martinsville would be hectic. Did we just... Yeah, let's just do Martinsville. Why not? Go from high bank to low bank chaos. Alright, and I changed to Dave Mader as my driver so I can update my pylon. We'll start the race. I will drop to the back by pulling over on the front stretch. Ooh, Kawicki's in the army car. Oh, I didn't, hold on. I need to change my tool to be at Martinsville. And to calculate, and then
Okay, driver. Good luck today.
re-roll the events.
Blow the tire.
Somebody already blew a tire. It's a car 8. That would be Rick Wilson. Oh, I didn't go all the way to the back. Hold on. Let me go all the way to the back.
Car 9.
Okay. Alright, well, I think I went far enough back because they parked it in turn 1. The only thing is people blowing tires. Why didn't you pit? You have a flat. The only problem with Martinsville is while the Chaos has more chance to pile up in the corners, people having issues on straightaways does not really affect anything. As long as they're driving in a straight line and don't try to steer when they have the issue at first, they're just going to end up with the flat. So the actual wreckage is going to be probably less, but it's fine. Oh, apparently the rival images are messed up because I reloaded things. So, rival images will be messed up for the rest of this video, but yeah, that's what it is. No! Kyle Petty! Davey Allison! Sorry. Sorry, Davey. That counted as a clean pass, by the way. I think because I got fully behind him after we hit and then I passed him. Because he was a 40, which was a rival. And now he's not because his icon's not ready, just wrecked anyway. Yep, I see the 26 has a flat. Oh, or did he blow another one? Jesus, Brett Bodine with the Rick Mass picture. We just got stuffed. Oh my God, Bill Elliott. And Mark Martin, our new champ. Oh, Bobby Hamilton and Jim Sauter. Yes, Jim Sauter. No, maybe. I think that's Jim Sauter. In the 89. Yeah, I think this is the new mode to play in if you want chaos without it getting so out of hand that chaos mode actually does just kill all the AI and you can't pit. Hello? Okay. Wait, is it a right? It's a right front. Let's just do that. Oh, my paint scheme's wrong. Oh, I did mess it up. Well, the paint schemes are right on track. My paint scheme's wrong, and my pit stalls are wrong. See, that's what happens when you do cheats and you don't reload the game. If you regenerate and you don't reload the game, it gets all funky. Ooh. Joe Ruttman just slammed the wall there. Ah! Well, that said... Oh, no, okay. One of Labani's paint changed to Ruttman's. That also will happen when you mess up the pack. I'll fix it after this race. I don't know how many more of these we'll do tonight. Maybe 2. But I'll fix it after this one. This absolutely is something I want to do a longer series of. Lexi! Leave the cat! You do not bite the cat. You know better. That's twice I've seen cars that look like they were missing wheels. I didn't think that was something that happened in this game, but I swear I've seen it twice now. Babe, the dog bit the cat. Or, like, pretty much on her head. I mean, she didn't bite her hard, but she nibbled at her. I mean, the cat seems fine. It's just for anyone concerned on the stream or video. She's got a little scared. Oh my gosh! I got a left rear down. Okay. Get it back to the pits. Ernie Irvin just disappeared as we went by him. Oh! Okay, left rear. We'll change left sides this time. Well, it is time for green flag stops anyway. Oh! Okay, left, no, and fuel. Okay, we'll speed this up on... Actually, no, I don't want to, because that'll desync the mod tool. It's not that big a deal, but with the blowing tires thing, it'll kind of squish them all together. So a lot of this, basically now it's down to wreck avoidance and luck, and controlling your car when you get flats. That's what this mode is about, is chaos with the player also being part of those susceptible to it. It's normal chaos mode, AI just all wreck each other. It's fun to watch, it's crazy, it's silly, but the player's only responsibility is to try to dodge debris so you don't get a flat. That's pretty much it. Even if you do, like, you can still go faster than all the AI with flats and issues. So you end up just eventually, like, being fine, and finishing top 10, like, every time you don't DNF. Whereas this mode, I might, but if I get another flat, I'm not. Like, I'm 12th right now, but if I get one more flat, then... Oh, Marlin! Or no, that was Labani. And then Chad Little behind us.
Only 10 laps left. Keep it behind you if you can.
And the tire going down.
I just heard a smash out of the pits. But yeah, this with cautions off, I think, is the best way to go. Cautions on, it'd just be a yellow every lap, and there'd be cars getting flats under yellows. Or actually, I think I changed the mod tool to not do that now, but then they'll just all blow them right on the restart, and it'd be dumb. Probably. Oh my gosh. Alan Quickie. Pit, Dave, you've got a flat. Or maybe that's what looked like there was lost wheels, was the flat being just the rim. We just barely are top 10 here. We're the first car lap, though. What do you guys think? A whole season of this would be a fun, like, in-between series? It's basically my streams in between now and when 92 is painted, ready, and released, are basically going to be either this mode in a season mode, NASCAR 25, and Vanilla Plus career mode. That's it. It's those three things are the options for my Saturday streams between now and the 92 season. And I'm probably going to just alternate between some of them. But would you guys rather this or Vanilla Plus? Oh my gosh. He got right hooked. Oh! Oh! Brett Bodine got right hooked. He's the one that stuffed us in the wall. Karma is a B word, as they say. It's a Brett Bodine word. Haha. Karma is a Bodine. Oof. I have nothing against the Bodines. It was just that his car was the one that stuffed me earlier. Did he see car 3? Did Earnhardt? Does Earnhardt? Yeah, Earnhardt has a tire issue. Oh no! Why does DW hate me? Because I couldn't dodge Earnhardt, and he ran in the back of me. Oh my gosh! Yeah, this is definitely this is fun. I really like this. Please comment if you stayed this long and are enjoying this. Oh man. Whoa. Yeah, like, but I'm not saying comment just for the sake of me trying to get more comments. I'm saying comment because I want to know that you guys want more of this as potential content. That's kind of the question. Oh gosh, Kowicki, I'm sorry. We're gonna end up third. Luckily, we only blew 2 tires. Otherwise, we'd have been like 20th-ish, or we could have DNF'd again. Mark Martin wins. Ted Musgrave 4th. This is the race he technically won in our career mode. My dad got a top 10. My dad has a better average finish than I do. All right, we're gonna skip these for the sake of time and get more races in. I'm gonna restart the emulator. Oops, I mean it did, but I then hit the wrong button. Okay. No, Mason. I'm well aware. I know where I finished, dude. I told you. I was here. I know all about it. I don't need you. Oops, I don't need you to tell me. I'm very aware. Let me do this, and then shut that off, and randomize these and apply them. Okay. Oh, I might have to shut cautions off again because I don't think that's saved. Yeah, cautions off. Cool. All right. Custom 5%. We will play as... Oh, you know what? I mentioned the car. The John Krebs number 99 Skull car. Let's play as that one. And what other track did I want to do? We got 2 more tracks that I'm gonna do. I mean, I want to go to Bristol. Ones with long straightaways aren't great. We should do Vegas or Charlotte. We should do a good 1.5-miler. Rockingham would also be a whole lot of fun. Let's do Vegas. You know what? No, let's do Charlotte because Vegas is low bank back then. And Coke 600. Who am I playing as? I already forgot. John Krebs. Okay.
Welcome.
Let's let everybody go. Let's connect and re-roll. Okay. Actually, this is, hold on, that's wrong. Now let me
Radio
connect,
check. Check
reroll.
that.
Okay,
Looks good. Sounds okay.
now we're good.
Car. Slow the tire.
I think that was Kawicki. Yep, there goes Kawicki. Oh, there goes the 27 as well. Oh my gosh. Oh, DW. Yeah, imagine this in season mode with the rivals carrying over, or career mode, or anything like that. Especially career mode where your durability is low. Oh, somebody's in the air. Oh, that's big. I'm slowing up. I'm slowing up. I'm slowing up. I could just blow by them on the apron, but that might not end well either. That's Ernie Irvin upside down. That's Neil Bonnet behind us. There were 3 cars behind us flipping bad. There's the Harry Gant on his side, I think. I think that was Harry. We will be the best skull car today, although we got one more to beat. We'll try to be the best skull car today. How about that?
Slow the tire. Car.
Oh, Jimmy Spencer won't.
Slow the tire.
Somebody else is wrecked out of 4. Oh, gosh. Oh, I got a flat from the debris. Oh! Don't blow us up. We're blown up. Son of a gun.
Car. Fine. Slow the tire. Nice. Hey, car. If that was the lead.
This is a tough. This is a challenge mode for sure. Boy, MRN didn't even want to talk about this. Do they not talk about races in Race Now? Maybe they don't. Oh, that was it. Those were the highlights. Yeah, I'm already. Excuse me. Dead on the apron. My dad's mad. Jimmy Spencer, fellow Pennsylvanian, wins over Jeff Purvis, Andy Hillenberg, Randy Baker, and Bobby Hillen Jr. I'm going to restart that race because I think that went a little too short.
Okay, driver. Good luck today.
Let's re-roll the events. Let me bring the pylon up. Not that I'm looking at it. It'll update once we cross the line, though.
Car. If that was the lead. Car. Slow the tire.
27? That's the same one that blew last time. What are the oh no, it was my dad. It was the 157. Never mind. My dad blew a tire in turn 1. It looked like he did a 360 and then was fine. By Randy Baker here, Andy Hillenberg. Hutch Strickland is a tire going down. That is him on his side up high. We're going to go apron just to be extra safe. I think that was the right call because that came down the hill pretty quick with the group ahead of us. I wish the AI would go apron to miss wrecks and stuff too. Like, that's one thing a lot of racing games don't bother to do is have the AI leave the racing surface to try to do some wreck avoidance. Who is a flat up here? You guys are all going to check up for him. Wait, does he not have a flat? No, he just was out of shape. Oh, Petty. Oh, Petty. Oh. Hold it wide open. Cole on the high side. Look out, Earnhardt. Cole Trickle coming through. That's not who I am. He's in the 90 mod pack, by the way, as an option. Days of Thunder. Part of the optional stuff. Maybe that's, you know what? Maybe that's what we'll do. When I run a season of this, we'll do the 1990 Days of Thunder pack, and I'll play it as Cole Trickle, trying to dodge everything. Oh boy. You can drive through it, Cole. You know what? Maybe I'll just dub this the Days of Thunder Challenge. Maybe that's what we should call this. With the optional extra challenge of full throttling through all the wrecks. Well, not necessarily. You don't have to full throttle if it's a corner that, like, you're not going to be full throttle in. It's just kind of a treat your speed as per normal for getting around the track while navigating wrecks. That'd be the extra challenge. That's the hard mode. I'm not doing that today. Maybe we'll do that in the season. We'll see. Oh my god, they're all parked. They're all parked here. They're all parked here. They're all parked here. You can't park there, Rob Moroso. How did I not get? How did I not get worse damage from that? My car looks. Oh, I blew a tire. I blew a tire. I blew a right rear. Okay. Let's get back to the pits. This is fun. I'm having fun anyway. I hope you guys... If you guys are not having fun with this, then I don't know what kind of content you enjoy. I mean, maybe my regular career stuff, and you like the regular actual races. That's probably fair. But if this is not also fun, I don't know what to tell you. By the way, I have no idea what happens if while they're changing your tires, the mod tool decides to blow one of your tires out. Maybe the game will crash. I have no idea. That'd be a fun experiment to try, but I don't have a way to do it. Well, I do have a way to do it, but it would be all manual. There's a lot of debris on the apron. I don't want to merge right away into fast traffic, though. I don't want to LePage it. Okay, we're good. I feel like this is the best alternative to full chaos mode. I feel like this, what I'm dubbing the Days of Thunder challenge is just, a good idea. Wait, what are the regular... Oh... What are the regular challenges called? I forget now. Oh, again, I just pit! Alright, in fairness, I took right sides last time. Now it's a left front. I think. Yeah, left front. I'm surprised that looped us. I guess when the player blows a tire, it loops you. When the AI blows a tire, the looping I do was through extra modding stuff. If the AI just blows a tire, whether it's front or rear, they just slow down and pull low. But I had to add extra code that when they blow a tire, when they air quotes blow a tire, they have an issue. Just to make it more fun. But also, the instant somebody blows a tire, it brings a yellow out, so that's not fun either. We were running terribly in this race. 2 flats. Left sides this time. Left sides this time. I don't know if you heard that, but I heard the song in my head once I said it. Ream, 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 ream. Go. That's weird. You cannot change your camera when you come out of the pits and race now, but you can in career mode. Oh. No, Earnhardt. You tried. Not today, buddy. Not today. You know what? I think I am going to dub it the Days of Thunder Challenge, because it seems like that the cars come down the banking after they wreck. I mean, even at Martinsville, he cut across and I hit Earnhardt. So it seems like when they go up the hill, crash, they come down the hill across traffic. So it's kind of the Days of Thunder thing of like, if you're next to the wall and by the time you get there, they'll be gone. Drive through it. Hit right for them. Oh god, not if they're flipping though. Actually, he still cut left. It's just we were there too early for that. Oh no. Oh god. Freaking made it through that one. We were 31st though. 2 laps down. Oh, somebody with a flat up ahead. Will he cut low? Yes, he will. Mark Martin. See, once they get back control of the vehicle, then they cut low. Which is normally what the AI just does. If they get a flat, they just cut low. No matter what. And slow down. But with the added thing, they lose control, then they get the flat, and then they cut down when they regain control. So, oh god, there's debris down there. There's debris right there too. All right, I need to not run anywhere near the bottom of the track, like all the way around. We're 24th now though, and I think we have enough fuel to make it from the last tire problem we had. Though we could easily get a third tire problem. Oh gosh, that debris on the backstretch too. We got to stay by the wall. Ooh, Strickland's in the road. Thanks for the spots. I won't need it if I blow a tire in pit. Oh boy. Okay, we gotta make sure we're up high here down the backstretch because the debris is like right here, unless it disappeared finally. Nope, there it is. Second, third lane, there's like 2 or 3 pieces right there, right before the corner. It's like having cones out here. Well, there's debris out of 4 as well in a similar spot. That's new, I think. 24. Jeff Gordon. No, it's not. It's Mickey Gibbs. In this particular year. Hutch Strickland's still limping around the track. We're in the top 20 now. Oh, there's problems. Okay. We're good, we're good. Is that DW? DW was flipped at Charlotte in the front straightaway. Oh, there was debris into 1. I just missed 2. I need to go into 1 even higher. Although it might be off the track by the time we come around again. I might have clipped it actually. It sounded like I hit something. You can't hit debris. Okay, the stuff down the backstretch is gone finally. You can't hit debris without blowing a tire in this game, but usually you damage the body, and you'll see that. Bobby Hillen just swerved. Oh, he's got a problem. No. No. Oh. See what I mean by the collision? That would not be how that collision would go without the mod option of the alternate collision. This is the mode. This is. I normally, like, while I have fun goofing off in games, as much as I enjoy playing them the way they're meant to be played, imagine if they released this game with this as a mode, where AI would just lose control and you would blow tires. Like, imagine this was just a game mode in the base game. You know how much more we would have been talking about this for years, in addition to how much we already were? This game would have had so many more fans if this was unlockable. Like, Dirt to Daytona had silly unlockables. Imagine this was a mode in any racing game. This is great. I'm so pleased with how chaotic this and silly and fun this is. I'm having such a blast right now. We are almost in the top 10. Recovery from 2 flat tires. I mean, really, it was 1 extra pit stop in addition to the normal one. We're 10th now. We are top 10. Somebody was in pit road, I guess, that was in the top 10 before. Or we passed DW. We're 2 laps down. Oh my god. Sorry, I looked at the pylon. You guys know the running order way better than I do in the middle of this, because I can't just look over as easily as normal, and it's changing all the time, so. We got 9th. Hot dang. Jeff Bodine wins. Joe Ruttman is 2nd. Alright, we're going to do one more. I'm not going to watch all the highlights because I'm low on time. Because I want to get going here soon. But, God, this is fun. I'm having a blast. We'll just run as John Krebs again. Just because. Alright, do we do Rockingham or Bristol? I feel like we gotta do Bristol. We gotta see how crazy it can get. Alright, Bristol and... Oops, I hit the wrong button. That's fine. Okay, I need to reset the pylon because the new roster, and we're gonna calculate, and we're gonna re-roll, and we're gonna go. 25 laps at Bristol with 60 to 100 random events of tire issues for AI and players alike. I gotta go to the back, though. Don't forget to go to the back. That's step 1 of this challenge. Is that debris? Oh, no, that's a line. I thought that was debris. And I didn't get going quick enough. That's fine. Ooh, Wally Dallenbach's in the race. And Herschel McGriff up there in the 04. Excuse me, Phil.
Car. 98. Slow the tire. Car. 21. And the tire going down.
Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy.
And the tire
Oh
going
boy,
down.
oh boy. Davey Allison.
And the tire going
Everybody's
down.
got... I hear a lot. Sorry, Dad. Okay, they do go apron at Bristol to dodge Rex. Not enough, though.
Going down. Car. 11. Slow the tire. Car. 30. And the tire going down. Car. 31. Exploded the tire. Now it's top position. Nice job. You're clear.
Actually, alternate name for this, instead of Days of Thunder challenge, I could call it the drive-through challenge. As in the... Which is still an... I'm making my dad mad. Which is still a Days of Thunder reference of you can drive through it. Why is somebody with a flat just on the road? They're side by side here. Let me fix that. You guys are ruining the actual race. Oh! You're ruining the race. You're running side by side with flat tires, holding up literally the entire track. Do I have a flat? Or am I just loose? I think it was just loose. Oh, my dad's here. He's mad. Go, Dad. I don't want to get hit. Oh, boy. Whoa, Marlin! Sterling Marlin! Look out, Musgrave! Harry Gant's leading. Oh, man. Wow, Dave Marcus was for 5th position there. So far, so lucky for us. Just a bit of traffic up ahead again. Oh, no, we blew up. I just said so far, so lucky, and we blew up with that minor of contact? How? Alright, we'll do one more. I can't restart. Jimmy Spencer won. My dad got 3rd. Hold. Alright. He'll catch up eventually.
Good luck today. Car 15 has exploded a tire.
Oh, I gotta go to the back. Okay, we're officially... We were officially last. Go, guys! Okay, Bristol's actually... just different, because they... Oh, God, Neil. He's mad. Hit the intimidate button. Oh, gosh. Oh, gosh. Excuse me. No, Jimmy Spencer. Are they double file on the... Yeah, they are. They're double file with flat tires in the racing group. Okay, one of them just pulled off, so we're good now. Oh! Buddy Baker! Oh, Richard Petty! I can't even words. Flipped behind us. Just saw the roof of the STP car out of nowhere. I think Herschel McGriff is DNF'd. This is nuts. I'm quite enjoying it though. Oh god, they torqued it out of two. Don't be side by side with flats, guys. Go. Oh no, you were just wrecking. Okay, no, it's fine. Fair enough. Oh, oh, oh. Wait, I thought that was... Who the heck was that spawned? Oh no. Moroso! Ah! I thought I got a flat there with that sound effect. That was just a scrape on Musgrave. Up to 10th. Chad Little. Brett Bodine. Brett Bodine, stay high. I think Rusty was the other one I heard. Oh boy. Oh boy. Earnhardt! There's Rusty on the apron. He's mad at us. Oh. Oh. Jimmy Means. Oh. Outside of Venturini. He's off pace a little bit or something. Or he's just that slow. No, he seems like he's off pace, off pace. Oh, people are pitting because it's regular pit stop time. Okay. I see. Oops. Sorry, I was trying to fix my pylon on my other screen because I couldn't see it. Let's pit right here for a regular scheduled stop. I honestly want to do this with like 10% races. Just run a season of this. Oh, okay. I could change my camera that time. That's weird. I couldn't do it at one of the at Vegas, or no, not Vegas, Charlotte. Sorry, Joe. I didn't know you were on the apron there. Whoa, no! Wally Dahlbeck just lost debris. My dad saved me and got mad at me at the same time from hitting the debris. Oh, I smacked the wall. Debris, debris in the low lane. Oh, Dad's gonna be mad. Run away before I get grounded. Oh, oh, Mikey had a flat. Mikey? Okay. Mikey got a flat on the straightaway right before the corner, and he did not have any grip when he went in the turn. And we were jumping to his outside at that moment. We're how the heck are we fourth? Oh, because we didn't get a flat. Other than we just had a regular pit stop. That was it. But yeah, a season mode of this where we're gaining rivals all the time. This sounds fantastic. I'm totally doing this. This is gonna happen. Nope, there's debris. Oh, 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 ow. Okay, made Jeff, but I'm really mad. Got a lot of front end damage. We got 6 laps to go. Just be smart. Be smart. Oh, I got a left front flat from the damage. No, no, no. How am I going to turn around safely? Go. Oh, oh my God! Look! Look! What is happening? Everybody's wrecked. I can't even. You know what? I'm going down pit road. I know it's not the right pits, but I could not get back on the track. Oh my gosh. Alright, we got a pit. Think left sides. Left. Okay. Oh my gosh. It was right at the end. I should have just ran it out. Honestly, pitting. I didn't realize how few laps were left. I'd have just stayed on track if I realized, oh well, it's not season mode. I'll pay more attention to that in season mode. Why'd I have them fix the damage? That was a waste of time. I'm just giving up more spots. Actually, I don't think I can because they finished already, probably. No, maybe not. There's no checkered flag out yet. Excuse me, Tim Richmond. Oh, Bodine's mad at me, isn't he? Oh. So it's Bobby Hillen. Bobby Hillen, we're going to get doored. Ah. It doesn't hurt as bad with the contact change. Oh, I wrecked him after the checkered. When does this ever happen? This is so much fun. I freaking love it. God, if you guys want a silly mode, back up the stream to when I did this. I explained what settings I did. But oh my gosh, this was fun as heck. I had a blast tonight. Oh, 91 career mode season's a wrap, and new better than chaos mode discovered. There's the wreck after the checker. That's even in the replay. Oh man. Kenny Schrader wins. Jeff Bodine, Davey Allison, Bobby Hillen, and HB Bailey with a top 5. There's the rest of the top 10. Bobby Hamilton, Ricky Rudd, Morgan Shepherd, Rick Wilson, and Jimmy Spencer. Morgan Shepherd from 41st starting spot. He survived all that. Alright, that's going to do it for tonight's stream. I'm not 100% sure I'll be streaming next weekend or not. I don't know what my plans are yet. But if I'm streaming, it's probably going to be NASCAR 25 next weekend, and then alternating to potentially this new mode in a season form, and or Vanilla Plus career mode. I might cycle all 3. I might just cycle 2 and alternate between streams which one I do. Until 1992 is ready, that's going to be the Saturday night stream schedule. Once 92 is ready, again, I've not even started on 92, so no timeline set, so I don't know when that's going to be. It's probably going to be a long time, so no promises on that. Not going to talk about it till it's almost done, so you won't hear about it for a while. But when that's ready, we'll continue our career mode with that. Otherwise, Saturday streams will be, like I said, the 3 things I mentioned. They open to change if something else comes up that sounds fun, but that's what I want to do. So, yep, catch you guys next week. Appreciate everybody for tuning in that did, and anyone watching the video back after the fact. Appreciate you guys as well. Luckily, it looks like the stream stayed up tonight completely, so that's good. I don't know what the heck happened last week, and I'm still mad about it, but I'm in a good mood now.